Also, I can see Mios having fun in the chat about dealing sanity damage to Yumon. What is a jump scare but fear doing 1 point of damage to your sanity? Is yeah, Frivolink. Thank you. Oh, shit, you guys just. You need to be more specific than that. Lore. Lore. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be fun anyways. Where the fuck did I put the stream? There it is. Yeah, there is something to break. He can still think. He's not brain dead. I did not. I'm. why? Why are you like? Why are you all like this? Why do you like my suffering? I'm the GM. It's my job to delight in your suffering, not the other way around. Hey, also, hey, Alex. Welcome to the stream. We're just waiting for the last member of our party to get here, and then we'll get this party started properly. I see. I see. I'm on just my other arm on you. That scares me. I see. Oh, you can't hear my players. Give me a second to fix that. I always have this issue. God, give me a second. Why are they muted? Why were they muted? Okay. Volume has been turned up, and you are no longer muted, so you should be able to hear them now when they talk. Okay, but that's be the volume fix. Now we're just gonna need to wait for Sylvan to get here, and we can get this party started. We just also just fuck me timeline dock. I say timeline dock. It's more just part of the. It's more just the timeline section of the secret of the GM secret stock. And it's probably the longest part. Anyways, boop, boop. That is too many freeze. I'm going to take that as a compliment, Mia, that I don't give you many opportunities to go gremlin on my butt. I don't think I could handle both you and Mon at the same time. No. Also, hi, Adele. Welcome to the stream. We're just waiting for Sion to get here. And then Astley pulls out. And then Astley pulls off 500 pounds of C4. Yes, you parried the. Yes, you parried the final boss like 10 arcs early, Mio. You have no idea how much shit gets thrown off in the background, you little gremlin. I already have accounted for that in my. I already have accounted for that in my notes for its design. You are not killing it via massive damage. You're not nuking it. Are you going to be dropping something on its head again? I don't believe you. Okay, Sion will be here. Should be here in 2 minutes. Like, well, I'm gonna double check. Give me a second. Oh, hey, Sion, Seek of the Devil. So, I see. Anyway, so, hello, hello, everyone. Anyways, let the coast do. Why are there two Kirovs? I just sent that one to the Never Room. It doesn't exist anymore. Okay, let's go. So, glad to hear. Glad to hear you got here, Zal. Val, hope you enjoy your waking up to Drakopocalypse. So, hello everyone. I'm ArkosDawn, your wonderful GM. With me tonight we have Lucine, the bane of my existence, played by Iridium Sky. Um, give me a sec to fuck the volume again. Upping the volume again. Try talking again, Yuri. Oh, what the okay, give me a second. For some reason, the stream is not picking up on your voices. No, no, as in it's not picking up any audio. Give me a second. Try now? Why not? Give me a second. What the hell? Why, okay, give me a second. It's glitching. Okay, give me a second to deal with this problem. What if I set this to, okay, try now. Okay, why the fuck is it not picking you guys up? The fuck is it not picking you guys up? Try now? I opened it again in the background. Let's see if that works. I hate. Try it again. I did not. Why is it not picking up your audio? Yes, and this is extremely annoying. Why is it not picking up your audio? Give me a second. I have an idea on how to fix this. Let's try this. Talk now.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, I got it to work by. I think I saw the noise. It should work now. What I did was basically plug in my headphones, earphones into the stream. Hopefully that works. Did you hear him on that time, Zal? It is you. I hate them so much. Anyways, so let me try the introductions again because I think because it should be working now according to what I see on the Twitch studio. Hello everyone, I'm ArkosDawn, your wonderful GM and offer of draconic suffering. With me tonight we have the bane of my existence, Lucine, played by Iridium Sky. I, uh, oh my god. Okay, Yuri's not gonna already said her, but I think. Next up we have Ashley, played by
And
Taco
what?
Cat.
I actually didn't say anything there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hello!
Then we have Ashley, played by Taco Cat, our resident Mad Engie, who's bringing mechs to dragon fights.
Hello!
Why are you doing that voice? Next we
For
have
fun.
Understandable. Next we have Kirov, played by Atomic Taco, aka Mon, aka our resident Doom guy.
Sometimes I dream about cheese.
You say that every session. Next we have Siano Rin, Resident Dark Mag, the Resident Dark Mage, Resident Succubus, Resident most likely to turn into a giant lizard and try to eat another party member.
And proud.
Please do not quote Sukina. Then last but not
You're
least,
strong.
anyways, last but not least, we have Io, played by Mio, who's going to be nonverbal tonight, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to be reading her post from the R20 chat.
I will be verbal occasionally, but not often.
Okay. Previously you said it was just gonna be nonverbal. Period. My bad. Yeah, that's everyone.
Literally not your
Well,
So
my mind changes at the drop of a dime.
understandable. So
Mood.
where we last left off, the party was waking up on the 13th day after having a relaxing day, first relaxation day. On that morning, Lucine did Lucine things and decided to poke the universe for more lore, which gave her more questions, and then she poked the Fae. Do you want me to
Sure.
summarize what you guys learned last session?
I can do it.
Okay, so yeah. Let's just have the entire party. Okay, I'll summarize it for EO's sake then, and for everyone in the chat. So,
Well, no, I was going to say, Coast, we need to tell our people, the rest of Ascalon, about it anyway and get their reactions. So why don't we just
do what I
two
see
birds,
makes
one stone?
do what I see makes sense. Entire parties gathered in the command center. Then, yeah, okay, I'll do it first. Then, so real quick, Mio, basically what happened? What to summarize the lore? Uh, so Saint George is a bust. You learn that via Bibelo. Then Erie Bibeloed what makes a god a god. Gods are lies. That gods are lies that get enough power and energy and all that to tell themselves.
Basically, gods are fucking stories.
To figure out how the fuck that worked because humans are supposed to do the best at making gods. You went and go poke the Fae for data, and the Fae said very specifically that humanity. This is because humanity is the result of the star trying to make a species based off of the Fae, but in its own image, because the Fae are the only species who have ever goddamn heard it. And also that the thing they heard it with is well, to get more information about the thing that hurt they used to hurt the Stygian star, you're going to need to go and find the mobile Arc Dragon and bring them its head.
$10, the mobile Arc Dragon is the immortal who stole the thingy from them in the first place during the Dragon War.
Potentially. Anyways, God damn it, I forgot to fill up my water bottle. I'll be right back. I return. I have filled up my water bottle. Yes, the midget is going to drink water. I was going to notice that bottle was empty. That's why I realized it was empty in the first place. So, okay, so give me a sec to also update the Ascalon Command Center or something real quick. You now have it. There is now. Yeah. Okay. So in the command center, the first things first. There is now a third table in the room, shoved to the side of TV screens and radios and just a technological doohickey setup. Basically, this is going to allow people allies from outside of the country like Cardinal Maximus and such to chime into the meeting Meaning if they need to. It's basically the foreign person talk to us table. That's what it is. I just forgot to put that in last lesson. Okay, so the entire all of Ascalon, at least all of you have not tested if the captive dragon is capable of running Doom. You have not asked Alexander that question yet. Please do not ask Alexander that question this session. Anyway, so the command center is a bit more upbeat atmosphere-wise than yesterday. Now everyone's well rested, and more importantly, there's a bit more time to get between this and the party's first real failure. Really, Mia?
Would Alexander even understand the joke?
I'm going to roll 1d20. I'm going to roll 1d20 and see if he understands the joke. He understands the joke.
I feel like he shouldn't, but okay.
He's not tech ignorant. Anyway, so as everyone starts piling in one by one, Io cocks her head over towards Alexander, who's dragging in the latest iteration of the conspiracy board. Alexander, have you checked if the dragon can run Doom? Alexander blinks and looks to her. Using a dragon for computing power? To be honest, I'm not sure if it's possible or not. He shrugs. I haven't checked yet.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I haven't checked yet. I don't know where I'd start with that. He is now pulling out a notepad and scribbling something down as he mutters to himself. Alexander will remember this. Anyway, soon everyone else is piled in. The tag-alongs are sitting at their chairs just because there's not enough goddamn space at the main table at this point. And for once in his life, Jeremiah doesn't have his helmet on. Just short blonde hair, just spilling out all over the place as he just rubs his cheek a little nervously once Commander Miskin arrives. So, we just find the Casuum 5 music again. Where the fuck did I put it? What was the song I was using for Ascalon's theme? Give me a second. Give me a second trying to find where I was put. Where is it? There it is. Anyway, so I still don't understand why I can't hear the goddamn music, but can you guys hear it?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, I'll deal with this tech issue later then as long as you guys can hear it. So Commander Michigan leans into his chair as Mayor Jane is paging through the logistic papers. So glad to see that all of you took the order as intended and rested that day. Me, Mayor Jane, and Sister Sophia have come together and decided that Ascalon and Tearfing Squadron's next move should be to investigate Kyoto and Japan. The fact that it's in an area that has overlapping influence from Greek arc dragons yet appears to be relatively safe. Well, we need more allies, and every life we can save is one that we don't have to fight. He sighs, slowly twirling his cigar. Besides that, he points his cigar straight at Lucine. It is not past my attention, Lucine, that this morning, as soon as you could, you were busy in your lab. What did you find out this time?
Well, easy thing. The St. George that was mentioned previously, that it seems to be a dud.
How
There's
so?
some slight possibility, but we were basically, in no uncertain terms, it was just a. Coast, I will recite what I heard. Out of character, I don't remember it, but in character, I would.
Okay, so basically, let me just. I have it written down in one of my notes. Give me a second to look it. It's in the post strength. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, what the Biblio said was a vain hope, a worthless dream, a plague to fight a plague, kindling to light a flame that pushes back the endless dark. It would leave only cinders and dust in its wake. Sister Sophia hums at that. From the sound of it, it might have worked, but perhaps too well.
Oh, a Pyrrhic victory?
In the loosest of terms, from the sound of it, I don't think anyone would survive in the areas it was deployed in. Deployed in. She sighs as Commander Miskin nods. Unfortunate, unfortunate, but at least we know we don't have to waste resources sparking up that tree. Anything else?
Yeah, that was the easy part.
Of course it was.
She looks at Jeremiah. This is absolutely going to be heresy, but Jeremiah and the radio. This is going to be heresy. There's no fucking way around it.
The
But it
radio's not
must
on.
be. Oh, well, it's
Cardinal,
probably for the best. Cardinal is not here.
the Cardinal is not here. If an NPC is listening in, their token will be on the table.
Makes sense, yeah. Losing one. It is. I asked, what makes a god? And
And
the answer was complicated, but effectively, my best explanation would be stories given form, given enough power that they can then sustain themselves. That alone is not too odd. Like, that is a common enough theory for how gods could form in a situation of magic, but that's not all we got. Humanity is supposedly the best amongst all the cosmos at making gods.
Which led us down that rabbit hole.
Sister Sophia is going to
Many
tilt her
people
head.
chance to process this particular nonsense.
So, do you want to go next, or next? Are you going to continue next, Christine, or may I have Sister Sophia chime in here?
I paused so everyone could have a chance.
Okay, so Sister Sophia is going. Jeremiah has kind of gone straight up backwise. He's rubbing his. He's just thinking very obviously, very quietly as Sister Sophia tilts her head. Hmm. Considering my observations on the nature of divine magic, that does indeed track. That does make sense.
And the fact is,
Commander Miskin just shrugs, shrug, shrugs, as Mr. Goldman grumbles something about Persona. So, next up is next up. Who's been unless anyone else is going to chime in first? Okay, I'll have you. I'll chime in then. Io blanks. So, my great ancestor Samas is an ephemeral dream or story given form. Does that make me parts dream or story? Neat. I probably mangled some of the wording there. I apologize.
And of course, there's the one consistent thing about humanity.
but in
Commander Miskin
short,
just Commander Michigan just stares at Kirov.
Take one look at the Navy and tell me you're wrong.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response. Meanwhile, Alexis is going to actually hop out of her chair and walk over. Well, that's very interesting, but it does leave me with a question I haven't voiced yet. Then, Lucine. If gods are stories, then what are demons?
Lucy blinks. I hadn't even thought to ask. But also, are demons even a constant the way gods are?
Well, according to how Hell hypes himself, you'd think so.
You just said it, didn't you?
Yes, but one of the Morning Star's title is Lord of Lies, and that isn't just a thing the church gave him.
The answer is, I cannot honestly say that I know.
Long, Alexis.
That was a misclick. She is not long. Are demons not just gods? That's one way of thinking of it. Yeah, Alexander, meanwhile, has stopped and very quickly turned to the conspiracy board and started pulling something off. So, So, Lucine.
Yes, I was giving people time to ask questions about the first part. The
No,
fact is, if
gods are stories, I am assuming the wording of the question made it clear that the star is not a god.
we never thought it was from the beginning.
Sure, but
Not
it's
well, not
my bad. You go.
not since the Scarlet Queen told us about that.
He nods. Okay, does anyone else want to chime in now? Ashley's just nodding along as she actually fully understands the conversation. Understandable. Oh, Sion, I saw that you wrote a bit. Do you want me to speak that, or are you just waiting for your turn to read it?
I can go either way.
Okay, your turn
I
to
was
speak then.
mostly just in response to the one person saying, questioning. I think it was Irie questioning whether demons were constant like gods. Whereas Sion would say, "You're assuming anything is an actual constant when this is an artificial universe made by whichever dragon happened to last the longest in the last cosmic Thunderdome."
It's funny
But it's
because
not
it's true.
artificial. It's just created under controlled circumstances. Nothing about this makes us artificial. Nothing we've seen indicates it's artificial.
It's a semantic difference either way.
I couldn't disagree more, but I don't think we're going to get anywhere on this.
If I
Let's
make a
save the
computer simulation and that computer simulation can walk out of the computer simulation and punch me in the face, it's just as real as someone born in the physical world.
That's not what I was even saying.
I have no
Mis-
idea what you were saying then, but I will respectfully insist on that I am completely accurate and without flaw.
We have no
Kirov just
indicator,
face palms.
no indicators that there is another universe parallel to this. Just because the universe was created with intent does not, by any means, make it a fiction or fake. Just makes it a universe that was created with intent.
Mr.
I
Goldman's
mean,
going to
it doesn't matter.
Mr. Goldman's going to briefly lean in. Please stop making me have to read through more Lovecraft. This Lovecraft and start having to mix in existential works as well. I have enough shit on my plate when it comes to trying to reverse engineer Kirov's super soldier serum and maintaining Overwatch and
How's
maintaining all the other
progress on
tech
that going?
poorly.
Lovecraft is weird. It's actually been a very strange place where almost every conception of divinity is accurate. You have the creatures of the dreamlands, which very much are created by thoughts. You have the great old ones who are, in essence, the classical interpretation of gods as the divine forces behind creation, and you have the great old ones who are just the ancient astronaut theorists, night, dreams and nightmares.
And before Mr. Goldman can respond to that, I'll point. I'll point across the table at him. Suffer for my amusement, rich man. Mr. Goldman just face palms. I was planning on donating as much of my fortune as I could before the apocalypse happened. To be fair, yeah, yes, he knows that Io is memeing Io. That's why he's just saying that. That's why he's not actually upset.
Here, please stop antagonizing our companions.
Anyways, before the party can derail the entire group into their madness once more, Commander Miskin claps his hands together. So this is a lot of useful information. So this is a lot of information that goes over my head, but I'm going to trust. But I'm going to trust Sister Sophie and Mayor Jane to figure out what we can do with it.
Actually,
Ashley
we
kind of
haven't
just
even.
gives a thumbs up at that.
We,
Anyway, I think that's enough nonsense. So let me continue with the other half.
He gestures.
yeah, the rabbit hole's not over.
So we went before you asked. Yeah, I paid due price, but I ended up deciding to go ask the Fae. Fact is, they are our only meaningful source of information about the wider cosmos, and we needed to know, why is humanity the best at gods?
He tilts his head.
Long story short, the stuff, or what they call the Dragon Lord, which I do happen to like, it made humanity, when it left Venus, it
You broke up a bit
used
there. Can you
the
repeat that?
when it left Venus, it used the dragons that it came with as effectively fertilizer, for lack of a better word, to seed the Earth with power and magic in pursuit of its new goal. Create a species in its image as powerful as the Fae, or not in its image, a species with the strength of the Fae in its image. Because apparently, the Fae were the only ones to ever hurt at least this particular Dragon Lord.
So Io grins nastily. Nastily, her fox ears going back. Fuck the Fae with a rusty spoon. Poor little stits that can't be bothered to speak the truth even in the face of an existential crisis.
Well,
Mayor
that's the
Jane
truth.
Mayor Jane sighs. The Fae are honestly I wouldn't be surprised if the reason they're like that with all this information is a mix of trauma and whatever magics are responsible for their current state. We don't have enough information to say for sure.
They also offered to tell us more about how they managed to hurt the star, but only if we bring them the head of the dragon that is based out of Britain. My
Alexander pokes
best
his head up.
guess is that dragon is somehow related to the one who stole their power in the past.
The one who keeps teleporting all over the world?
But it comes back to Britain, yeah.
Mm, he no. I'll see if I can find a way to figure out what its general deal is. Perhaps that will give us more information for when we go deal with it. I do wonder how they heard it, though. Commander Riskin's
If
going
the
to wave it.
answer is sorry,
Actually, no, you go. You chime in first.
if the answer is just throw a million nukes at it, I am going to kill one of them.
I'm pretty sure it's not that.
Mayor Jane shakes her head.
Never
There's
know.
one thing I do know about the Fae. It's that they don't. Is that things that negatively affect the environment, like nuclear weapons, are not something they're fond of.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Commander Mission's going to take the attention again. We'll start seeing what we can do to hunt down the Fae on that end as well. There is one more thing before we get going on to the mission itself.
But in short,
Our you go first.
Lucian did have.
Chime in, then
Quickly, there
he'll
is a
stop.
real chance that we are not just fighting for our planet, but we may well be the only chance this universe and the one and however many come after it even have.
Commander Mission's going to shrug. Let's just focus on the fights we have in front of us for now. Anyway, so our allies and our you can tell you can hear a little bit of tension in his voice when he says allies. Over in the Vatican archives are annoyed of us for failing to capture the deal with the dragon in Barcelona, but they're glad it's out of the area. However, the head of the Inquisition does in fact have a request. Let me grab her picture. Give me a second, so as he's going to be throwing it onto the big screen. Where the f did I put it? Give me a sec. I'm finding my things. Da. God damn it! Oh fuck! I forgot the. Where the fuck did I put? Give me a sec. I'm searching for where I stored the token. Give me a sec. This is taking too long. Fuck it. I'll just re-upload the token then. Fuck it. We ball. There we go. Give me a second. Just fight everything. What the fuck is that? Give me a sec. I'm fighting everything right now. I apologize for the delay. There we go. There. Throws up a just quick little video of a tall, red-haired woman garbed in the church's armor, in the general armor of the church. This is the head of the Inquisition. Why are there so many women here? Consider who the GM is before you consider who the GM is.
Also, this is actually the first major female we've even seen from their faction.
Also, this is the first major lady from their faction. This is the head Inquisitor Amelia, the head of the, like I said, she's the head of the Inquisition. Tall woman, not like a normal ginger hair, but like actual proper red hair. Hair equally red eyes, garbed in the church's armor. She's leaning on a spear with a big fucking crossguard in the video. Terrifying Squadron. I hope this message gets to you. If you run into that bastard mind stealing dragon from Barcelona, please do the church the favor and bring it to us alive if possible. The Cardinal would like to test something. Unfortunately, Io, you cannot say no. The video is pre-recorded.
I mean, there's a much. Reply to them asking what they want to test. No matter what it is, we should know that first before any course of action is decided.
Mystic nods. I've already sent them the message asking. I'm just expecting it to take a day or. We got the message. We got this an hour ago, so I'm just expecting it to be a bit before they actually answer. He shrugs his to feel, leans back. Amelia is my grandfather's second in command. She is a dangerous woman. Devout, duty-bound, and dangerous.
Lucine puts a hand on
Noted.
Eo's very distinctly tense shoulders. I didn't commit. I said we should ask what they're doing. I'm not going to say yes blindly. I promise you that, dear.
Io, having slammed into her palms on the table and said no, no, there will be no consideration. The answer is no. Io growls. Commander Michigan is going to very loudly cough. We will burn that bridge when we get to it. For now, I just wanted to alert you to the fact that the head inquisitor is taking an interest in us, especially from what Sister Sophia has said to me in private. She is doubtlessly going to be doing her best to investigate us behind the scenes. Io, practically burying her teeth ears back at this. I will never subject a friend, dragon or not, to the Catholic fucking Church. Sister Sophia is going to get up from her chair and walk over.
Here. Nobody said. Think of it this way. We need information on their plans, and we're going to say no after that. Fair? Basically, Lucine really doesn't expect to say yes either. She's just a firm believer getting every bit of information out that we can get.
Sister Sophia is going to gently put a hand on Io's shoulder. Io, take a deep breath for me, can you? I promise you this. I promise you this. If the church, if as my grandfather no doubt is, truly planning something maleficent, once they confirm it, and I have no reason to suspect that they will lie to us, considering how we were introduced to them as dragon slayers. I will make sure that they do not get that that they do not keep you from dealing with that dragon however you see fit. However, we cannot afford to piss them off at this exact moment. Not when they have the archives under lock and key, and we simply do not have the tools to effectively dislodge their control over it. Understood? I'm gonna let Io finish typing here before I read her next bit. Io's shoulders slowly relax. She only gave a slow nod of acknowledgement. She clearly likes working with the church very, very little, considering how demanding they have been with how little support they have actually provided. Once Sister Sophia is back in her seat, Commander Michigan is going to nod. Trust me, Io, I don't like them either. They seem to be cut from the ones in charge of the Vatican's remnants appear to be the same cloth as the bastards who formed ACOP, simply with more institutional experience and more pragmatic. I trust them as little as I can throw them, but as Sister Sophia has already stated, we need them at this point in time. Jeremiah is going to chime in as well at this. Yes, the Cardinal is. To be honest, I don't think the Cardinal is a good man, devout to what he thinks God's will is, but seeing how he has had the church just sit on its ass beneath the earth behind its walls, barely lifting a finger as my brother trampled Europe to the ground besides throwing me out on a suicide quest. He takes a deep breath. I do not think we are going. I have no problem with problem with Ascalon wanting to get rid of him one day. He sits back down at that. Hmm. Yes, it is fake. It's not like Carlo Maximus is giving him a pile of reasons to dislike him. Yeah, Io is not having a good time. She needs hugs. Still, once everyone's taking a moment to just calm down and catch their breaths, Commander Miskin is going to twirl his cigar between his hands. Anyways, your mission this time is relatively simple. Simple Sheriffing Squadron. He has Mr. Goldman bring up the map of Kyoto from orbit on the big screen. Go to Kyoto, get in contact with the survivors, figure out how the hell they put that barrier up, because I'm going to be blunt. We've seen that barrier is better than yours because it's actually keeping Dragon Factor in the air out of our area.
I've got some theories as to how to do that, but they are rudimentary. I will not disagree.
Mary
Michael,
Jane's going
we
to
need.
chime in. No, you go first. I'm sorry.
My best guess would be wind. My best idea would be wind manipulation.
Mary Jane's going to sigh. If we can get some way to get the Dragon Factor out of our air, well, it's going to make things a lot easier on the hospital. None of you have this hasn't been relevant to any of you yet, so I would be surprised if none of you know, besides maybe Io. But we've had to keep guards in the hospital at all times in case there's fatalities and subsequently turnings. It's not good for patient morale. If we can find a way to deal with put filters up, we'll be able to snip that issue in the bud finally. Also,
Well,
yes,
at least the good news about that is that you only need to keep them isolated for a short while before the soul's distanced enough from the body it doesn't work.
she nods at that. Also,
Just don't go trying to commune with them.
that context of the Io's emotional stake makes perfect sense. Io tilts her head. It's an ancient city with likely centuries, if not an entire eon plus of wards. I'm not shocked it's better than our rudimentary protections, impressive as they are. Sister Sophia nods at that. Plus, there's the fact that, well, from my understanding, Kyoto was Japan's original capital, yes? One of them, yes. I wouldn't be surprised if any blessings from the local gods are still anchored in the land. It doesn't help that the Catholic Church and the Church never really had much luck of getting the local gods to, well, fall in line and become more hands off. That really only changed once Japan got opened up diplomacy wise with force of arms. So power of faith in the wards is likely more recent than most divine backed ones, if there are divine backed ones for that reason alone.
Mhm.
I'll let Io finish typing before reading her bit. I doubt they ever truly managed. Christianity has never been a major religion in Asia. At least it never truly displaced the more local faiths. I says he looks towards Sister Sophia. To that the head of the local magic user simply nods. Exactly, but in mainland Asia they at least managed to get the local divinities to go into hiding. But that doesn't matter right now. Doesn't matter right now. Commander Michigan is then going to speak up again. But yes, your mission is simply to go there, get in contact with locals, figure out and gather as much information you can about them, as well as the free orc dragons they're stuck between the middle of. Personally, I would like if you focused on both the one focused on he stops for a second, actually consider which one he wants you to focus on.
Weapons is the scariest, but I think Oscar is the one we're going after next.
Yeah, so just try to get as much information about all of them as you can.
Makes sense.
Of course, China's the biggest unknown.
Hmm.
Anyways, Commander Mixon's going to. There's no real hard timeline of when you have to go, but
Immediately.
I would like you to go immediately. Yes, after you've done all the preparations you need to go.
I believe we are fully prepared.
He nods.
Everyone's personal boards are all as up to date as I can make them.
Actually, as you mentioned that, Mr. Goldman's going to look to Ashley. Ashley, actually, speaking of preparations, have you managed to finish preparing the Prometheus yet?
Uh, sorry, my brain's kind of still on blah.
It's fine. It's fine. Goldman's just asking Ashley if Prometheus is fixed up yet.
Out of character, I'm just going to go with yes on that, because why wouldn't she have taken time?
Plus, Mend is a spell, and you do have access to a bunch of civvy magic users.
Fair.
So yes, I'll assume.
Yes. Prometheus should be good to go. That last one was in character, by the way.
Yeah. Mr. Goldman
Just to be
nods.
clear.
Good. I personally suggest you should bring the Prometheus at least so that we're actually capable of providing significant aid if they prove doubtful. Yeah, Commander Michigan. Yeah. At that, the tagalongs are all going to perk up. I can't go at the moment. I'm working with a Kyra on the hook launcher you asked for. Actually, that will take him that's going to take like at least another week for that to be ready. Alexis,
Alrighty. Actually, it's just gonna give a quick thumbs up to that.
Ashley Mio is just going to sigh. Sigh. I would love to come really. I'd figure if I could get my hands on some samples of the local demonic stuff, I'd be able to do some interesting things with it. But she stops for a second. How do I put this? I don't want to get
Kirov interjects for a second. Is there anything you'd like us to grab while we're there then?
well, I'm not sure how demonic Onis count as, so maybe some stuff related to that. Really, yokai are such a are such a wide category. I'm not really sure what. I'm really not, and it's not my area of expertise. So I'm not sure what counts as a demon among them. So just keep an eye out for anything that looks demony. I'd love to go myself, but I'm currently busy on a project trying to pull more information out of hell now that Lucine's gone and given me 500 more questions.
Not
Like
sorry.
one of those Kirov snaps his fingers, one of those demon swords, right, Eo?
Lucine winces, knowing that's probably gonna piss Io off.
I ain't prepared for the nerd rant. Io, who's deep in discussion with Sion regarding local history, blandly looks back at Kirov. What did you say? Just bluntly and
And
plainly.
there she goes.
Those murder swords made by like Musamada or whoever.
Even Lucine's eye is twitching because she knows this is not going to end well.
Ashley is kind of just backing up a step.
I imagine Sion is leaning in. The longer it takes me to type this up, the more dread I'm filled with.
Look, not as bad as the time last session Sion spent an hour typing.
That was a beautiful moment.
I have not recovered emotionally from that.
That was a beautiful moment.
You did not have to do that to me. You did not have to do that to me.
I did. It was completely
She did.
necessary and
She
just.
did have to do that.
Why?
I'm just going to point out that it basically neutered the Scarlet Queen's status as anything but a punching bag, which is hilarious.
I don't agree with that, but I agree with the meme.
Anyways,
I'm just talking while waiting for you.
I'm just going to wait for you to finish typing. I have a feeling I
To
might need to.
deploy the rant.
I have a feeling I might need to swap to the ominous music for this rant. That
I know
feeling.
exactly what I'm doing, and it's going to be totally worth it.
I mean, it does make sense. Kira will be the one who has the most issue with it. How old is he? I see. He's in his like 50s, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's an old soldier. Soldier. It makes sense that he's not the most perfect on this stuff. It is funny though. This is going to be extremely funny.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Lucine starts massaging Io's shoulders.
Oh my god. You okay? Me. Okay. Io goes still for a second and fucking vaults over the goddamn table, grabs Kiro by his collar and lifts him to the air, straining her frame shouldn't have. It's just Sophia starts to get up in a panic. First of all, his name is Muramasa. I am probably mangling that horribly. I apologize. Second of all, those demonic swords are fucking national treasures, you absolute fucking American. Pausing, ears flash against her head and her eyes suddenly glowing with an inner flame, she starts shaking the old man. Third, I swear to fucking God, if you start calling yokai demons and the newest beings they are, I am going to personally punch your ass to the moon. Do you, moon soldier, do you fucking understand me?
Yeesh, no need to get your fluff in a knot.
What the fuck is a fanot?
In a knot.
Sister Sophia is going to walk over and you are now throwing Kirov into a wall. She's going to help Lucine gently remove Leo from
But
the.
Lucine is not trying to remove. She is trying to massage.
Sophia is basically just going to drag Io back to her seat. Io, are you sure you're okay? Sister Sophia is going to frown at that and look to Commander Michigan. I think we might need to delay the mission at least a day.
It's
Probably,
not going to help.
Probably.
Listen,
Yeah, you go. I'll talk in the chat.
this isn't something that another day of rest will help, I don't think. It's not exhaustion. It's emotional burdens that don't stop.
Io shakes her head. No, gotta do something or I'll go fucking insane, I swear. Commander Michigan grits his teeth. If you say so. If this was a normal situation, I'd send you I'd send you straight to arrest anyways and grab a therapist, but we don't have the time for that, unfortunately.
That just sounds like a mess waiting to happen.
Yes, he says just bluntly. Please, once you are all ready, both physically and mentally, head down to the teleportation circle in the hangar. I think you should try to land for the outside of Kyoto, so you don't trip up any wards they have.
That's the plan. I'm going to go down now and get it a little more juiced up. I've got some improvements I want to make for longer distance travel.
He nods.
This is entirely flavor.
He nods and gestures and waves a hand. You're dismissed, Lucine. Go and do that. Anyways, Michigan's nose commander is going to look over all of you. I understand times are getting tense and difficult with each Arc Dragon. With the more information we gain, I'm going to ask you to try and keep a cool head on your shoulders. If we're lucky, the people in Kyoto, whoever's in charge of the people in Kyoto is less of a problem than Cardinal Maximus. You are all dismissed to go do your preparations and do your everything else. I'm going to be talking with I'm going to be talking with Mayor Jane, Sister Sophia, and Mr. Goldman. He waves his hands again. Commander is going to notice Io twitching. Apologize, I'm not the most skilled with names from other languages. I'll need to read up on that.
I think out of character. I think that was Coast mispronouncing and not Michigan mispronouncing.
I'm going to roll with it though to establish the fact that Michigan gives a fuck about you guys.
Fair enough.
Let you finish typing. He just hums at you. You was fine before waving his hand again to read the fact that you're all dismissed. Once the entire party is free to go, does anyone have anything they want to do before they head out to Kyoto? Is that the right pronunciation, Mio?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, Kyoto. Oh, it's not. Oh, God damn it! Fuck. I am trying my best. I apologize, Mio. Anyways, yeah. So, does anyone have anything? So, Mio that says she doesn't have anything she wants to do. I think? Lucine, do you have anything you want to do before you head out? Besides
Nope.
tune up. Okay. Mon?
Nope, nothing important.
Astley?
Nope, nothing in particular.
Sylvan?
Nope.
Thank God.
Me-
Okay, so soon the entire party is gathered up in the section of the hangar with the teleport circle. Akira is there. There. A quick question, Lucine. How do you put coordinates into the teleportation circle?
Uh, most likely, I'll be honest. You are not asking me at a great time. There's probably a couple sections that she uses and just puts everything into. So I just
Yeah. I'm going to imagine I'm going to imagine there's just a computer next to there to help you follow the math for all that, and Akira's just tinkering away with that.
yep. There's definitely Lucine probably has gotten someone who understands one of the few other mages around who's decent with computers to write up something that can convert it into the symbols she needs.
Yes, yeah. Akira's checking the math. The math's all good for the coordinates. This should land you a mile outside of Kyoto's outskirts. This should be this should be outside range of another warrants, but magic's not my area of expertise. I'm working on that, but it's going to take me a while. Stops for a
I
second.
can probably tweak the cast to be. I can tweak the cast to be basically easily broken if we're likely. So if it encounters any resistance at all, it just shatters.
He nods. Makes sense to
That'll
me.
prevent more backlash.
Anyways, the Prometheus is all fully repaired as well. Well, Elizabeth managed to rope one of your mages in, one of the ones who knows how to cast mend, I think he called it. Casted it for like 30 minutes straight and helped fix some of the issues we were having a little bit of issue with. It should be good to go now.
There's probably more
Well, wasn't.
appropriate spells, but you get the point.
Mend,
Yeah, I'm
greater
pretty sure
mend,
everyone in the month will spend.
greater mend. The,
Make whole
the,
might be
the
the
point is,
spell. Oh well.
Akira doesn't actually know which specific spell it is. Again, magic's not his thing. He's very honest about this.
Mhm.
Anyways, you all should be good to go. Good to go. Once Alexis has done whatever she's doing, I might see if I can help. Think about that later. Anyways, yeah, you all should be good to go. I'll be good to go. The Prometheus is already parked next to the circle, just waiting for Ashley to hop in and plop it down in the circle itself. But yes, right. Actually, Kyrie does snap a finger. I do have one little thing, actually.
Oh, what is it?
Well, he stops for a second, clearly trying to figure out how to phrase this. I have family I had family back in Japan. You find out if they're okay.
You're
Yeah, have
gonna need to give
names?
us. Yeah, that.
Fuck.
Yeah. Ashley's also going to take out a notepad. Gonna take out a notepad to write this down on.
I I cannot I cannot remember most of their names off the top of my head. Fuck. Give me a sec to check my notes. But blah 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 blah.
Folks, you can see he gives us the names.
Yeah, he gives you the name, but one of them does stick out to you, and we just stick out to you there.
Oh.
I have an older brother too. I have an older brother of my own, like Elizabeth has Kevin. Kenji was into politics. Politics back in Japan. I'm not sure if he's okay. I'm if he's okay, he might be helping with leading the survivors or whatever. So if he's okay, can you just
Mhm.
figure that out, please?
I hope he can
I'll
break
do
the
my
trend.
best.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go head out and see if I can help Elizabeth working on that spear fishing gun of yours. I will do what I can. I have some as well, after all. He nods at Io, then walks out. Ritual circle is ready. Entire party is so.
Yeah, Lucine
Okay,
is basically like We do not have a good fucking track record with older brothers.
You do not. Let's just rubber turned into a dragon. You still have to find. You still haven't figured out where Dragon Kevin is either.
Well, no, Dragon Kevin isn't the fucking strength.
True, true. It's kind of a running trend at this point. I'm just smiling. This wasn't on purpose, but I'm still smiling. Still. So, collapse hands
Also,
together.
Akira just threw up several death flags for his brother. Every ounce of Lucine is screaming $10 he's an important dragon.
Okay, so very important question for you as you trigger the teleport, Lucine. What should the teleport feel like?
Lucine prioritizes pretty well for comfort, so it's almost like it's more like blinking or going to sleep, and then all of a sudden you're not there.
Okay, so as that fake sleep feeling washes over you.
Like it's not like really going to sleep. It's more 1 second you're there, the next you aren't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. At least for GM for me, just goes with after the teleports. Yeah,
No, it's base.
so yeah,
I think it's basically the equivalent of just spacing out for a sec.
Pretty much.
so yeah, as you all, so yeah, once you activate the circle and all, you briefly blank out, blank out. So you set it to break when you get resistance, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's not what
Like if
happens.
basically,
What happens
yeah.
is
If pretty much
you go
if
to
something tries
teleport.
to alter the spell, basically what she did is if something tries to alter the spell in any way, like a redirect or something else, it just shadows rather than let it be self be altered.
Okay, pause. Stop with the interrupting, please. I'm begging you. It really hurts my ears.
Thank you. It is extremely annoying as well.
Was I interrupting though? I genuinely thought I wasn't.
You were.
You were.
Okay.
Anyway, so what I was trying to say is, okay, so it should break on a redirection, right?
Yep.
So you feel something grab the Lucy. You feel something grab the teleport. The teleport tries to break, but whatever is grabbing it keeps it together as you all end up not in the surface of Kyoto, but let me just grab the but each party member appears in what looks like a pretty big. It looks like a prison almost, but the prison cells are fucking huge, big enough to fit a dragon or so. So thankfully, the Prometheus fits into one of the cells.
Okay.
Are we all in the we are all in different cells, but we can see each other?
Yes.
Damn, those are some good words.
Your comms to the base are also just giving you static. Let me change the music. This no longer fits. Yeah, place your tokens in the holding cells, please. This map is an actual proper scale. It's not a fight map. Don't worry, this is more RP stuff.
None.
Once you
I actually said that out loud.
oh wait, what did you say?
Nothing.
Okay, so
Nothing.
so it's briefly a little disorientating to get yanked like that, but you do all manage to quickly get your bearings again. Look around. The holding cells are comfortable. There are sparse, but the floors. The best way to describe how the flooring is it feels like it looks like stone, but it's soft to touch. Still tough if you try to like claw at it. It's still tough, but just comfortable to stand on. The bars are technic. The bars should be technically wide enough for you guys for the human scale part, for all of the party members not in a mech to walk through. If it weren't for the fact that there's a transparent field of energy flickering between each set of bars.
It's not like we really want to escape anyway.
Kirov's gonna poke it.
Kirov takes 9 lightning damage.
Tingly. And then he pretty much just heals that back because lol.
Yes. If it was anyone else, it would be a little bit of an issue, but yeah. So. Also, you guys got a rest, so your HP should be full, Miho. I'm going to be completely and utterly honest, Mio. I do not know how to pronounce that. Can you please post the English so I can just speak out what you mean and just add on in Japanese? 'Cause I don't think I can pronounce that, and I don't want to mangle it. Okay, Okay. Thank you. Give me a second to grab a token. Da-da-da. So, flavor question. What members of the party besides Mio know how to speak Japanese?
Sion can via magic.
Do we even have rules for how languages work? Like, complete honest question.
There
are
are rules in the SRD.
Yes, I've just been cheating as everyone who knows how to speak languages. Anyways, no. The reason I was asking is the party members who can't speak Japanese understood what Io said perfectly.
Noted.
So,
Oh man, this is some Star Trek shit.
Io blinking gently calls out. Let me just scroll back down. Good evening, is anyone there? We aren't Dragon Survivor humans, so sorry for intruding. As you say that, you hear the sound of boots against the rock, followed by a wing beat as a figure strolls into the holding cells. A young Japanese man, mid to early 20s, you'd say. He's dressed in a trench coat. He's got a cowboy hat over his spiky hair that appears to be made out of black feathers. He's got crow feet, 2 black feathered wings coming off his back, and purple eyes that glint playfully in the lighting that comes from the ceiling.
Kirov kind of looks at Io with an eyebrow raised as if for an explanation.
So the guy is just going to look over to all of you. He's also checking to look at the mech. Howdy, huh? So where are all of you from then? Friend.
Boston.
Austin? He says looking to the scene. Austin, he nods to Io. When Io asks, an American file Tengu? I prefer more westerns to be honest, but yes. He moves his coat a little bit, and you can see the guy's got 3 fucking revolver straps to his belt and a sheath of a katana.
He's literally.
What kind of revolver?
Let me check his character sheet. Give me a second. Free S&W M29s.
Smith & Wesson, good taste.
Texas file. Io says he leans back, wings spring as he waves his hand a little. I prefer to call myself more Western, but I think that's how you guys put it. Anyway, so you're from Boston, right? He says, leaning forward, chin clasped between his fingers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what brings you to Kyoto? The wards picked you trying to appear just beyond the outskirts.
I will say it's some impressive ward work. considering I even tried to plan for such an eventuality, but long story short, we're here to make connections, make friends, kill dragons.
I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. One problem with that. He taps his nose for a second. This nose of mine is really, really good. Is really, really good. Good as you can imagine. And you, little Miss Missy, smell kind of like the goddamn crowned dragon that wiped out Tokyo.
What's inside? Yeah, I'm aware it's more complicated than you think, but the explanation's gonna take a while, so bear with me.
I, meanwhile, leans in. Our base is in Boston. We teleported over here to do what my partner said. Also to investigate why Kyoto still stands despite being surrounded by arc dragons. And he stops for a second. That would be because he's in eugenics project. The Tengu leans back, nodding. Eugenics project. Okay, same general chair. General James situation as that then. Great. Okay.
As what is one of the other. So, Lucina's going to quickly. So, basically, long story short, the asshole dragon cult
Yeah, we know about those
did a
fuckers.
eugenics. Perfect. They did a eugenics project with 7 bloodlines. We know I have one of them. Our local problem is another, but we don't know about the other 5.
The last member of one of them, thanks to the Inquisition, used to be the ward of the local head in charge of all the priests and such.
Mm-hmm.
Then when that big ugly bastard blew his way out of the goddamn ground like 50 of the fuckers teleported in, teleported into Japan and suicide bombed themselves with bombs that had those big black crystals strapped to them.
Draconite.
Yep, that stuff.
Well, doesn't even make sense.
Then she turned, and then we turned, and Tokyo was just fucking gone.
If they did that here, why not to me?
I mean, you also kind. Eh, I mean, you also smell like those prissy fuckers that occasionally that occasionally show up to get into very angry arguments with the representative of the gods. So good because of that.
Wait, you have contact with the Fae?
Not me, not me, not me. They used to show up to get into arguments with Miss Sakura's boss. That's the local priestess who I just mentioned, by the way.
An unexpected trip to Maine wouldn't cut it. Not if they could fucking not. We had no defenses on us. Nothing. They could have
Have
done
you
this at any
considered
point.
that they could just be a bit incompetent at times?
Lucine gestures at everything else we've done.
Kirov just shrugs. No plan survives first contact.
Ayomiyano shakes her head. Oh, well, as first as ED, we already took an expectation for the main line, which I forgot to say. But what she's saying right now is we slipped their surveillance by chance. Errata shrugs. I mean, honestly, prissy bastards were really fucking angry about something I'm not allowed to talk about. Sorry. It might have to do with their beef with the dragons, whatever for why you didn't turn. Oh, great ancestor, you say? He says, looking towards Io, tilting his head. Ah, Samas. That's one of the. I know which pantheon it is. I can't remember the exact name off the top of my head. I'm not an expert at that kind of shit. I apologize. Sumerian, yeah, that was what I was thinking of. He snaps his fingers pointing at you. Anyways, he takes his cowboy hat off and bows to the entire party. The names are Rada. I'd unlocked the cages, but unfortunately, I'm not. Unfortunately, there's only 2 keys. One of them is Miss Sakura's, and the other is the acting president. Let me go get Miss Sakura. The president's busy in a meeting, actually. I'll be right back. He puts his hat back on and proceeds to just fucking fly off.
Okay.
Like, it's gonna take him like 5
very
minutes.
well.
You guys, it's gonna take him like 5 minutes. You guys have anything you want to do, talk among yourself about before he comes back?
Well, Kirov's pulled out a shish kebab and a spare hot dog and is trying to cook it against the electric force field.
Lucine is more. Oh, finally, people with some fucking knowledge, maybe.
You cannot spend your free time saving 2 gallons of water into a generic lawn chair. You cannot vert your lawn of water lawn chair. No, not allowed.
Ashley is just going to think about making the cockpit more comfortable in case something like this happens again.
What do you mean you'll resurrection say you can do that? That's stupid. That's stupid. Anyway, so 5 minutes or so later, Arata comes back with a taller woman, Japanese, elegant build, long flowing white robes. She's got a big, what looks like almost a ceremonial odachi strapped to her back as she calmly walks in. Alright, these are the outsiders you mentioned? She is not. She looks at the mech. She looks at the water launcher that I was smugging on.
Lucine is
Is.
just leaning against.
She's just not.
Lucine is leaning against the wall.
You see, and you did it again.
Sorry, you're right. I shouldn't.
She looks over at the party just doing their. She's just not impressed. You get the feeling she's seen this kind of nonsense, all the nonsense before. Arana nods and gestures to you. Yep. I didn't smell that any of them were lying, so they should be good to talk to. She nods at that, and Arata steps next to her. She does a brief polite bow. Hello then. I am Sakura. Sakura, the local priest in charge of operations. More specifically, director. I am a director priestess under Lord Susano himself. Unfortunately, Susano is out and about.
Is that good or bad?
Yes,
Oh, take it after the fact
Okay.
that we're pretty sure Christian God is dead.
he's not
No,
dead. I know
but
he's
the
alive.
actual answer is
He's alive,
aw.
just not here.
Oh, I
Indeed.
wanted to get to say a line.
You
The
can say your
line
line
was,
now.
"We're hoping." The line was, "We're hoping he's dead and fearing he's alive."
Mm, if the Abrahamic
Good
God is
boy.
alive, that's just another fist in the barrel to shoot in a bit. Anyways, give me a moment. She calmly just starts unlocking the doors, nodding towards you. Ah, yes,
The
Susanoo no
implication
Mikoto.
of him being turned into a dragon.
Susanoo no Mikoto has been busy in the afterworld. Afterwards, from what our last communications have said, something about a rivalry or something. Probably trying to see who can kill the most dragons or something stupid like that. She said, just calmly unlocking the cells one after another. Men, she nods in agreement.
I resemble that remark.
I'm interrupted.
Lucine
I
glares
like that you
fiercely at
said
Dio.
resemble and not resent.
Kirov is self-aware. Anyways, but yes. And I still have more kills than you. Io chirps to Kirov as Sakura stops for a second, tilting. That voice, actually. You want to be Io, perhaps?
How do you know of us?
That would be me. Well, simple. She flicks a thumb towards Arata, who suddenly looks like he's shrunk half his body height somehow. Arata here found your videos before the internet exploded and decided he was going to emulate how crazy you were in combat.
Kirov just cackles. It looks like you've got a
Oh, hey,
fanboy,
we're
Io.
internet. Oh, hey, we're internet famous now.
I'm pretty sure we were internet famous for a while.
I was visibly
Yeah, but now I
smug.
get to celebrate it.
I was visibly smug. Sakura just looks at it. Looks at the smug, looks through your ears, shrugs, and shrugs as if this makes perfect sense to her. Anyways, I'm afraid
So, those videos didn't really have our best moments.
we can talk about that later. So, the acting president is busy going over logistics and all that with the members of the JD of the self-defense force that are in the area. So I can't bring you to him right now. JSDF. Thank you for giving me the correct acronym. Thank you. We're in the area, so I can't bring you to him right now. But alright, I said you were asking about the you call them the Arc Dragons, yes?
Yes.
Yep.
We call them Orochis. Anyways, these
But
things.
more than the Arc Dragons, I'll be honest, we need to know about them, but you guys have. We are working from woefully incomplete information on basically everything.
I'll see what I can do to help you on that, but well, it's pretty simple. The one up in Russia has honestly been the one that causes the most problems whenever it actually does something. However, it doesn't actually try to target Japan much. The one time it did, the one time it actually managed to get an effect off. However, we lost most of the remaining naval forces we had, and by lost I mean, well,
Yeah.
those ships belong to it now. Are you actually saying that, Io? Sakura tilts her head towards Io as she speaks, too busy trying to sort the Scarlet Queen. Poor fucker doesn't know she's a lesbian. Ah, that would be your local servant, then I assume. Yes.
Yep.
Well,
What
the
keeps you?
one's still around and kicking.
I assume something keeps you from
Mhm.
dealing with her then.
Mutually assured destruction.
Tracks.
And the
But
world's vaguest, most tenuous truths.
be honest. Ah, but yes, that one seems to be trying to steal any military technology it can get its hands on. The one in China is annoying. Keeps fucking up its effects on the weather have messed up our
Mhm.
farming and the crops we had, which is a bit of a problem. Mutually assured destruction, max by temperature is both actively broken. Ah, yes, Cold War shenanigans. I've lived long enough to know about that to see those firsthand. I don't want to do. I don't. I know they suck. She shrugs her horns bobbing. Anyways, but the biggest problem with the one currently layering up in China is, well, pure and simple the fact that its flying minions keep getting into fights with Odaheim no Orochi. Odaheim no Orochi, meanwhile, is the one in control of the oceans. She used to be my ward before we got separated on the when emergence when the enemy burst from the earth.
Wait, you mean Oscar?
Is that what you call her?
We didn't know she was a girl.
Understandable.
The one on the garbage patch, right?
Yes, her.
Yes.
Ashley is just kind of going to snort as Kirov brings up the name Oscar.
Sakura is going to then turn to Io. Io, meanwhile, look, I just want to kill the Scarlet Queen, save her soul, and get my fucking friend back. And well, I can't make any promises, but I may be able to stop the star from eating Odaheim no Orochi when we fight her and kill her. Sakura sighs slowly. Dealing with her would be appreciated. It would be what she wanted.
That is what we came here to do, and it's not our first rodeo. This will be our third.
Third, what were the other two?
Conquest, which suborned a local cult, and then Strength, which was an ex-Vatican knight.
Strength would be
Strength was the really big movie monster one.
the kaiju dragon. The kaiju, yes.
Yes.
Well,
Yep.
I think President Kenji's going to be good to hear. We don't need to bust out the contingencies for that, then.
You know, I'm not even surprised you have contingencies for that kind of thing.
You knew he existed. Why wouldn't they? But yes.
Kind of conquest, kind of strength. The other local arc dragon of yours, do you know what its crown is?
Our best it's not quite right. We're still getting the exact right word, but extinction is what we've been going with. But really it's more cycle of death and rebirth.
That is a very nasty one.
Right.
I know I'm going to have Io speak now. I saved strength souls. I did not think far enough to try and save conquest, I'm afraid, and extinction representing the cycle of life on this planet. Sakura nods. That's similar to what we suspect Odaheim's is. Pollution, Kagare.
Our running theory was corruption.
Close, but not quite. You should see what C has many of her forces make use of direct pollutants as well, and pollutants, and that includes radioactive measures as well.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, trust me, I assume you don't even know about her mobile base yet.
Nope. Again, let me put it this way.
She
We
listens.
have in our entire faction, we have approximately four truly well-versed people in the supernatural at all. All three of us, she gestures to the three
I mean, you
casters,
do have a bunch of CV
are
magic users and magical beings. You do have those.
truly experienced, is what I said. But
Okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
basically, and all three of us, probably the most powerful casters, are quite literally all awakened on the day of emergence. It's been a mess.
I see. Wild magics. That makes sense. It's but yes. But yes. Odoheim no Hirochi was in my care for one. Well, we were aware of her bloodline and the cult activities in Japan because they came here for her bloodline. They did not make it. I will say. There's no harm in telling, I suppose. How many of you are? She nods to Io. How familiar are you with Lord Ryujin and the myth of Orochi? She's literally an Oni. She doesn't care. She doesn't care, Kirov. Uh, Io replies, myth somewhat, Ryujin not as much. Much of the true details of the myth were hidden by order of Lady Amaterasu for one very simple reason. Orochi was not the dragon's name. Orochi is a title. The original meaning means roughly. The original meaning is twofold. First, greater dragon and dragonized god. A century,
Oh.
a century or so before the birth, a century or so before the birth of the Abrahamic Messiah, the devourer of gods arrived on the shores of Japan and attempted to devour the pantheon. Lord Ryujin and Lord Susanoo, who were close friends, worked together to drive the greatest of the old dragons back, but failed to strike it down.
When you
This
say devourer of gods and greatest of the old dragons, do you mean the dragon lord above or Nidhogg?
Nidhogg, I'm Nidhogg. We call that thing above the enemy. We don't truly have a proper name for it yet. Do you have one, by chance?
At first we called it the Stygian Star, but since I have since taken to using the phase name, which is the Dragon Lord,
Xenons.
for their own lord. And to call it one of a kind underestimates the magnitude.
Mm. Stiggins told the dragon would let fucking frickin' this guy. Sakura nods. Yes, no, it was
Very
Nidhogg.
much.
It was Nidhogger that came and attempted to devour Japan's divinities. Lord Ryujin and Lord Susanoo managed to drive them off, but they did not manage to kill them. They managed to deal a great wound to the dragon, but it came at the cost of souring Lord Ryujin in this ray of blood blood. The dragon attempted to expose directed at Lord Susanoo, and Ryujin pushed him out of the way. He soon
Oh.
he soon succumbed to dragonization and became the dragon that would soon become known as Orochi in myths. Myths and would terrorize Japan for three centuries before Lord Susanoo. Susanoo managed to corner him, appeal to what remained of who he was to get him to get drunk off his ass, and then put him down.
That confirms something I was suspecting. Sacrifice is meaningless unless you truly call upon it. It cannot be in the heat of the moment, it must be premeditated.
That is not an intentional reference, Sylvan. This is just me considering my deep lore and how stuff fits together. The details of the myth were made a bridge in order to preserve Lord Ryujin's dignity and not stain his memory. Anyways, Odaheim was one of his descendants from after he dragonized. Her bloodline had long taking care of her bloodline had long been one of me and my predecessor's duties. And then when the church made its barest of inroads into Japan, it learned of the bloodline's existence and sent the Inquisitors to kill them all. Their efforts only ended after World War II, but the psychological damage done to the family meant that Odaheim was the last one left. Was the only one of her generation to ever have been born. Idiot, Sayo growls under her breath. Sakura nods. Yes, immensely.
We are in tenuous communication and alliance with them, though they are not aware of my blood.
I assume so by dint of the fact that you're still alive. And yes, your stupidity is indeed as large as their ego. Anyways,
It's not just, as much as we wish otherwise, it is not just the Ark Dragons we are ignorant about. What I'm willing to share what we have learned of the cosmos in return for anything that we are missing that you have.
Sakura waves the hand. The acting president has president would be downright happy to hear that there's a friendlies willing to work with us. I don't think he would mind giving me out information once I've confirmed it with him, but I simply have to confirm it with him first for security reasons.
Fair enough. I will provide what I have, no matter what.
See
Lucine
not.
then basically just Lucine just gives then the cosmic crash course on everything we know so far.
That does track of some drunk with some of what Lord Susano has said when drunk, and of how he bitches about the Fae. He does not like them. I'll be very honest. He does not like them, and their obsession with decorum.
Neither does Eo.
I believe I'm the only one I know who can tolerate them. That may be a biological predisposition.
He snorts. Blood is dross, I say. Anyways. She tilts her head, looking back. She can stir something.
Like, Also, Coast, because my memory is a bit messy today, what did Arata hint at besides the Susanoo and Orochi stuff when we were talking with him and just vaguely mentioned? Because I am fucking fried at the moment.
Just give me a second. God damn it! Now I'm spacing out. Also, with Sakura, Sakura alluded. Sakura's being very careful about what he says about the Pantheon, but Suzano's alive.
Well, no, I'm saying what.
No, Arata
I
no.
was saying what Arata said because a bunch of what he said left me with questions and then I forgot them.
I
can't
was.
remember if it was anything
So he was alluding to
but
the fact
the
that the Pantheon's still alive and all that.
Yep.
God damn it! I forgot to fuck. We'll just continue the scene then.
Okay.
But yes, the afterlife is in trouble. I'm going to be honest. Someone's AFK. Thank you for letting me know, IO. To be blunt, from my understanding of what is going on, most of what Lady Amaterasu and the rest of the gods are too busy on that front to be much direct help here. Something about keeping the mountains of dead from devouring the living. They've been very careful about what they tell me, I'm afraid.
And from what little we understand from communion with hell of all people, because they're the only one we could contact, that sounds about right.
Hell. They are interesting politically. Let me put it like this. The Lord of Lies is perhaps. The Lord of Lies is. Hell was the second most powerful of the afterlives when it came to the political situation. The first has gone
I
silent.
don't. Yeah.
It's like
What
believe
was the first?
Heaven, the Abrahamic
Hell
heaven.
or heaven? Yeah. As we thought,
Yeah.
and as hell told us.
I frowned. It's like that the dragons have corrupted even the souls of the dead. Sakura tilts her head and I believe from what I've managed to pull out of the Lord Susano when I can get him drunk when I was able to get him drunk off his ass during his last visit. From to me, it looks like that it's a mix of the previous generation of dragons storming into the afterlife all at once, which leads likely that Nidhogger and Ryuji no Orochi are both active among the dead. But I have no way of confirming for sure. And that something has happened to heaven. They are being very careful of what they tell us about what's going on in the afterlife. We've only been able to. I've only been able to figure out what I have based on what I know of my patron.
You're only just getting there, dear?
I don't think I even approached that conclusion.
I was pretty much in the same boat of I was pretty suspicious of it, but not certain.
Anyways, as Sakura says that she had she has like a little wrist walkie-talkie which beeps that you didn't notice before, which beeps. She looks down. Looks like the acting president should be good to see you then. Should be good to see you then. Would you all mind following me, Narada?
No
No
problem.
problem
You
here.
might want to find
Of
somewhere to park the
course.
mech first.
Ah, the mech. Honestly,
Yeah,
honestly, she shakes her finger. We have accommodations that honestly, no, the acting government house can fit it easily. Some of the Havaroni can get
okay.
some of the Havaroni can get quite big. At that,
Actually, just going to give a thumbs up to that.
Sakura is going to start leading the way. Going to start leading the way and bring you all towards where the fuck did I put it? Did I put that all the way down? Where the fuck is it? Give me a second to find the right place.
Government area?
To the government. It's. I'll just move everyone else's tokens at once. Give me a second just to fight R20.
All right.
So the governmental building is. It looks like that it was originally an old style Japanese palace that got refurbished into a more modern building while keeping the old style touch would be the best way to describe it. It's on the way there. From what you can tell, this is a under. Sakura on the way here mentions that this is under Kyoto. You see a lot of buildings mixed between old and new Japanese styles, yokai people, some of you watch you with a little bit of awe, but yes, it's under Boston, Japan is the best way to think. Summarize it real quick.
So seeing pauses after a few moments. Could we get our communications unjammed so we can get our bosses on the line?
The acting president is the one who has control of the jam. Is the one who has the off switch for the jammer.
I will say right now, Ashley will get out of Prometheus.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. As you walk, yeah. The government. Shut. Shut up, Zal. Shut up, Zell. I was planning for under Kyoto to be a thing ever since I first.
Ever since Yon gave you a panic attack?
Yes. Sakura hums. There's. And looks to you. Before she can say anything, however, Io chimes in. Bear the whitelist comms and turn off the jammer. Sakura nods. That is true. Oh, someone's back. Thank you. But yes, underkid, I believe is the best way to how to put it in terms you understand. Stand is basic effectively the average supernatural city besides its history and besides the fact that over in the Shrine of Seals, Lord Susanna would occasionally come and sleep in the Shrine of Seals. But besides that, that was really the most standout thing about the city before the apocalypse. Governmental building is fucking huge on the inside. It is big enough for the surface Kyoto is still standing. Looks through. It was damaged during the initial wave of the apocalypse, but occasionally receives more from and used to occasionally receive more from the infighting between the dragons being forced to put before I fine tune the barrier. But it is still standing, just damaged and currently undergoing repairs. Most of the population, there are people who live up there, but most of the population has moved down here for security reasons.
We do not have the luxury of above ground. Our wards are more slapdash than yours, and we have not been able to counter the dragon factor nearly as effectively.
Understandable. It was very difficult. Humanity isn't doomed, the Nio mutters. Alright, Sakura hums. I don't think if Kyoto falls, I don't think humanity would have been doomed either way. As long as the afterlife isn't as long as the afterlife isn't completely lost, I believe there should be a chance at some sort of victory. But she shakes her head. There were still a lot of deaths before the current form of the wards was up. Many of the local dragons strided in and caused a lot of damage as well before we killed them or drove them off. It was just a mess. She shakes her head as she brings you all to a big pair of doors. Anyways, the acting president's office is beyond these doors. Stops for a second. I would appreciate if you are gentle with him. Acting President Kenji is a good man and a good leader, but he was not. But the weight on his shoulders has made him nervous.
Lucine pauses. Thinks. Last name?
She gives Akira's last name.
Holy fucking shit, we actually got lucky on something.
Ashley will take
Brothers with
note of
us.
this.
His brother's with
Yeah,
ArkosDawn.
Ashley's like actively thinking about bringing this up to Kenji once there's a good chance.
Lucine said out loud that, yeah, his brother is is with ArkosDawn.
Akira's alive then.
Yes.
Yep. I've been working with him on a couple projects.
Does that include your machine?
Oh, absolutely.
That'll make Kenji happy. Anyways, at that she opens the doors pretty casually as everyone walks in. Kenji looks pretty similar to Akira. He pushing up his glasses. He's just going over mounds of paperwork. Sakura. These are the people from outside, right? She nods and nods as he looks over all of you. Oh,
Surfing squad of ArkosDawn at your service.
Ascalon, is that what you call yourselves? Fitting. Arata's been in touch with me. He says you've defeated two of the Orochis.
Yep.
Yeah. Lucine pulls out the vials of blood she keeps on her. One from Conquest, one from Strength.
Good. That's the kind of firepower we need. Here, take the. All right, as you hand him the videos, Arata perks up staring at them. I didn't realize you had the videos on your person. I knew you recorded them. I didn't realize you had copies on you, Mio.
As I said,
He's puny. That's fair. Of course he has. I should have seen this coming. That is fair. That is on me. That is on me. So
as I said, our best moments never made it online.
Kenji nods. And just quickly puts them into the TV in place as he watches. I see. Yes, we can use this kind of firepower. To be honest, our biggest issue has been but we just can't get to her. We don't have proper naval assets anymore. At least not enough to launch a proper counteroffensive.
Well,
And it
the
doesn't.
good news is we did have a rough plan that still needs a lot of refinement, but I believe if I burn enough power, I should be able to temporarily raise some wrecks. And that was kind of how we were planning on dealing with it. But we were planning to get them from Salvo Sound, and I'm not sure how many wrecks are still down there.
Sakura's gonna step in and clear her throat. You raise the Rex, yes? How specifically?
Raw power.
I'm
No, no
talking
fancy solution. No
I'm talking more
just
School of
ritual.
Magic. Conjuration?
Ritual.
He's asking what kind of ritual. Conjuration to fix and repair the broken pieces, or necromancy? Apply to
Hybrid,
object.
but necromancy is mostly necromancy due to the nature of what seeds we have access to.
I'm going to be blunt. There's an obvious glaring hole in this. Hole in this. Kigare covers the dead. Your resurrected steps would be vulnerable to Odoheim no Orochi's influence.
Mm.
Okay, I'm glad we came in. Then, would a conjuration approach be functional if we get the spell seeds needed?
It should be yes.
Now the
Io
fun part.
tilts. Anyways, Io tilts her head and offers a priestess countering her corruption. Sakura nods. Yes, but the problem is quite simple. I can fight off. I was able to fight off direct influence over Kyoto thanks to the wards, but sheer amount of power she has backing her is immense. I'm not sure if even if your impressive strength would be enough. Not mine alone, Io mutters. Sakura rubs her chin. Potentially, the best case scenario will be we'd be able to get Lord Suzanne. We'd be able to get Lord Susano the soap, and I could borrow his sword for some ritual castings. But the planet.
We could probably get enough power. That's true. We have not spoken since we took down Strength. She might be able to lend us enough power for that ward. It
You've
won't.
been
She won't be able to. I doubt she'll be able to contribute to the raising, though.
you've been talking to the world soul.
Yeah.
Hmm. I'll be honest. I don't know much about her. From what Lord Susano has said, the only member of the local divinities who spoke to her much was, well, Lady Amaterasu.
But it's all this over planning is redundant if we have access to the necessary spell seed. Out of
Kenji
character, I'm not sure what the conjuration spell seed would be.
Kenji's gonna clear his throat at this point. But honestly, before we do that, there is one little bit of problem. Uh, the ritual that isn't. If you're seeking the community divine, that will be in the shrine of seals. You'll need me to get there. Let's finish this up first. First, Io. I understand your frustrations, but it's best to stay focused. Up. Kennedy's gonna clear it. Anyways, there's one more problem besides the fact we can't get to her. So you're doubtlessly aware of how the Free York Dragons are fighting over Japan, yes?
Yes.
Okay, one of Odaheim's fleets is currently parked in the Sea of Japan. Let me just pull up the map of Kyoto, a map of Kyoto, so I can actually fucking put it in the right spot. Give me a second. And I mean like on Google Maps. Give me a second. Kyoto, blah blah blah. The issue is quite simple. One of the more one of the let me check my SIP classifications as well in the facts and seats document I have for the Arc Dragons, because yes, I have one of those. Give me a second. One of the fleet's battles one of the fleets he checks his notes. One of the fleet's cruisers, not one of the battleships, thankfully, has parked itself in the ocean outside of Osaka. It has give me a sec. He stops for a second. Has occasionally attempted to sell Kyoto. The wards can keep it, can stop it, but well, one stretches the wards that much, there's the chance that other things can slip through. Like, he pulls out a picture. Well, no, he pulls out two pictures.
Hmm.
The first is a grainy picture of six individuals in heavy black robes carrying guns. 5 have white mask. 1 has a gold mask. Judging by the picture, this looks like seems to be the outskirts of some city.
What were the gold masks
call.
again? I genuinely forgot.
Gold mask are squad leaders, made bosses, basically.
Yeah.
Reminder: white is mooks. Gold is squad leaders and
Yep.
mid boxes. Black is licensed to sacred bloodlines. Red is general hero units. These individuals have the Dragon Code. The Dragon Code, we're not sure what they call themselves, has been poking around Kyoto. Sakura thinks they want to get in so they can. Well, Sakura's going to chime in here. So they can attempt to do something so they can either kill me or try to profane Lord Susano. We're not sure. I
Mhm.
took that picture, Arata adds in. The bastards fucking scattered like roaches the moment they realized I saw them. Did this weird thing where they melted
Nice.
into the ground.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the. Actually, Lucine would have told them in that earlier exchange of, yeah, they use the ley lines for travel. Bitch. We had to seal ourselves off from them entirely.
Sakura front, that's a problem. You see, all of the electricity for under Kyoto, and Kyoto is being drawn from a generator. Let me just put it down on the map. That uses a mix of geothermal energy access to the ley lines.
There's
Oh, well, that's a right pickle.
And Kenji nods. Indeed. Honestly, if it was just a Dragon Code I was worried about, I'd probably have Arata go deal with them as try to figure out what to do about the goddamn ship trying to sell us. But he pulls out another picture. He taps the other picture. You all immediately recognize what the things in those pictures are.
Oh.
It's an assassin
Okay.
clinging
of
to
course
a building, just watching.
Okay. So the Scarlet Queen is kind of just eating popcorn at the Thunderdome.
Notably, there's two things that catch your mind as different about this one. First, there's
Oh.
rashes of red feathers across its body,
Okay, that should have been expected.
and more pressingly, its arm blades are different. These ones don't.
Oh,
This
great.
one
She
doesn't have an
upgraded
arm.
them.
This one doesn't have arm blades made of bone. Instead, they are smooth,
Hmm.
black draconite.
Yeah, she definitely upgraded them.
Sion blows the assassin a kiss.
It's just a
It's a
picture.
picture, Theon.
I swear to the fucking running card for the star. Why are you making my life more difficult? Kenji looks
This is
at
why I'm saying we should deal with her immediately.
you know what's going on with these ones.
That would be the Assassins of Extinction, aka the primary tool of our local problem.
Assassins. I don't like the sound of that. What do they do?
They can
Go
fucking
invisible.
Turn
cloak.
invisible and stab you to death.
Do you know what the breath weapon is?
Do we actually I don't think we've got. I
I
think
don't
we've
think we've
killed
encountered
every.
it.
No.
We've never
I'm
No.
been
not
in
sure
a.
if
Got
they
one
even
chance
have
to
one.
use it.
They've always breathed. They just never were in a situation before where they could use it. The breath is meant for long range. The original version's breath was meant for long range. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, yeah, it's also like we usually every fight with one ends so fast.
Oh, and they know how to travel through ley lines.
Yep.
Oh, that's pleasant.
He has a liaison from the call with her.
Hmm. So they might be working together, then that's an issue. He pushes his glasses up.
They
Who's
are.
working on what?
Mm. He is waiting for you guys to speak.
They
Oh,
are
if you were
without
speaking of the cult, then we know they're working together. Or rather, she has a splinter sect working for her.
Hmm.
They seem to be somewhat at odds, but not hostile to the main cult.
Now you're talking about the cell assigned to her defected to her. I see. Do you have any idea why that would be? The more information I have, the better.
we do not.
Presumptively, it's because she's not just being a good little girl and going along with the plan as always ordained, and is instead fulfilling the perceived mission statement of the star rather than its actual orders.
Uh, the call or her? I do believe she is following its goals.
She's following
I
its
don't know.
goals, but this is in the sword logic sense of you are intended to eventually stab anyone above you to death if you can, because if you can, it is therefore virtuous to do so.
I'm pretty sure that that's
Or the Sith
exactly what
methodology.
it wants. I don't know what the call's goals are, though.
Arcos
Oh,
is
I think
genius.
it wants it, but it also wants to succeed and kill them before it can. It is
Io
that
mutters
mode.
about Arcos is genius. He's probably doing something fucking stupid, and they like that, so they're throwing her lot in with her. Kenji hums. Perhaps, but he he stops, pulls out a lockbox, flicks it open, and bloodline book.
I take it that would be.
Yeah. They mentioned that they were each bloodline was being experimented on with differently. Kenji tilts his head. Do you do you have any idea what her experimentation was? The more information I
Worst
have,
case scenario.
what do you mean the worst case scenario?
The star itself.
What the fuck do you mean by that? He says paling as Arata and Sakura just stare at you mutely.
That is, to our understanding, what her DNA was spliced with.
Direct descendant of the enemy, Sakura murmurs. Mio huffs. Call me the star, but better from the looks of it. That's not good.
Right.
Still, but Kenji nods. Yes, I would not. But yes, he he pulls out a remote and pulls out a remote, remote with a screen on it. Finds a specific frequency, presses a button, and suddenly your comms work again. Commander Miskin's voice rings through. Sheriffing Squadron, is everything okay?
Their wards are really good, but yes, we are in contact. Everything is okay, and apparently Akira's brother is in charge of the government.
Wait. Commander Miskin
Oh,
and Kenji say at the same time. You have your
oh,
brother with you.
Kenji.
He just smirks.
Akira's with you. How is he doing?
Oh, he's doing great.
That's good to hear. I'm glad he's alive. I assume that means his sponsor is with him then, Mr. Goldman.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that that's good to hear. That does mean you. In that case, then I would have no problem allying with you then, Ascalon, for the purpose of driving the dragons off the planet.
You are much more agreeable than our other allies. We have a rough relationship with the Vatican.
Ashley is like a hair's width away from just infodumping about the pet project that she and Akira have been working on.
The Prometheus.
Yeah.
Kenji smiles, but still. But yes, who doesn't have a issue with the Vatican, to be honest? Anyways, but yes, Commander Miskin and Kyra just quickly just go talk really fast today as stuff the fact they're an ally now. Now as Io mutters about the church. But yes, Sakura, you have my permission to go into detail about the security measures now. Sakura nods and walks over, pulls out a couple more papers. So, the wards are awarded in the Shrine of Seals. That's not the original name for it. It's the modern one for it. It's the shrine was originally where Ryujin Noborochi's corpse was interred originally. After the Dragon War, Lady Amaterasu, Lord Susano, and Lord Lady Tsukuyomi removed Ryujin's corpse from an ember and burned it to keep the Devourer of Gods from trying anything during the war.
Lucine is taking notes because, as she's stated, she is the primary source of our own wards.
The wards are mostly based on Lord Susano's own work. In fact, it's pretty simple. Whose internet just exploded?
I think it might have been me.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it
Can you
wasn't
hear
me.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't
I'll
me.
take it.
Yeah, everyone's still there.
So, but yes, it's simple in concept, but effective, which is how Lord Susano does things. Put simply, how the words work is they somewhat cut Kyoto off from the rest of the world, and then there is a whitelist of what is allowed through. It's effectively a giant filter. It's backed by a lot of divine power from the years and years of Lord Susano living here when he's not staying with one of his siblings, or getting into fights with one of the other pantheons. But Lord Susano does what Lord Susano does. More,
Basically cutting yourself off. That's brilliant.
it's also quite literal. She gestures to the ceremonial Odachi on her back. My ritual blade is unfortunately not good for combat. I am not a fighter. That is not my duty. But the blade is capable of metaphysically cutting things. Curses, for example, that was originally what it was made to do for when Japan getting opened up brought a plague of vampirism onto the nation, and that became a whole problem. It can't cut anything physical, however. Still, it's the basis. It's what I use to make and maintain the wards. But I don't mind you taking inspiration of them to improve your own. The better defended humanity as a whole is, the less people that die in the end.
We might need the information on construction of such a blade.
It was personally blessed by Lord Susano himself, and if I remember correctly, it was my grandmother who saw it forged. Lord Susano forged it and quenched it in his in he stops for a second, trailing off in his gourd of endless booze.
Ah,
We have to get that, which it's with him. He never does not have that on him.
Lucine is seriously and meaningfully debating the worth attempting to get in contact with him just for an extra to get one of those blades.
But still, I but still,
I'm gonna turn EO into Virgil.
I have my plans for EO's endgame stuff. But yes, Zal, it is basically rule breaker as an Odachi. That is basically what it does.
Right. Lucine really wants to get her hands on it,
But yes,
but she's also, not going to attempt to like
You
steal
did
it
it
or
again.
anything. She just sorry.
So Sakura sighs, but yes, the wards are anchored in the Shrine of Seals. Well, I doubt Boston has the same general sort of history as Kyoto. I may be able to set up something. You're capable of teleporting, yes?
That is kind of most of how we get around.
Yes, I am planning on that. I'm planning on that. Mio, just give me a moment, and Mushi Sakura nods. Okay. Okay. Sakura takes the radio, talks into something. I will be getting in touch with your sister Sophia then to discuss work on that in a bit. I will be thanks. Aya, come with me to the Shrine of Seals, please. She says. Now I'm going to split things off into two scenes. Kenji is going to discuss things with Michigan.
Lucine is going to tag along. Sorry.
Now the entire party is free to go around and talk to people and see what the fuck they want to do.
Lucine is going to go with Io because A, she needs to check the wards. B, she would like to talk to the planet as well if we're doing that.
Okay, so Lucine and Io are going with Sakura. Sion, what is Sion doing? Also, no, I was going to try to talk to Samas. That's what I was going to do.
Yeah, but Lucine is not going to get involved in that. All she has is a gun named after him. She's just coming because she has business in the shrine as well and would like to support her partner as a bonus.
Understandable. So, Sion, what is Sion doing?
Naturally, at this point, Sion is going to be following Io, looking very excited.
Okay, so the three Chaos Girls are going together. Kirov? What is Kirov doing? Just doing it. What is he like seeing the sights, going to try to talk to Arata? What is he doing?
Probably just wandering around, yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna be wandering around. Ashley, what is Ashley doing?
Ashley is kind of just getting a sense for the area.
Wandering around Kirov, then got it.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
So let's do the dramatic lore scene first, because I'm a nerd. If you couldn't tell, I made this map with the cave generator again. I love
And
the
good use
cave.
out of
It
that thing.
works.
I love the cave generator. Anyway, so the Shrine of Seals is a big, fancy shrine complex, which makes sense from what Sakura has told you. This was originally the tomb of one god. This is both the originally a tomb for one god, and well, from how Sakura talks when you poke her about it, the sometimes home of another. You pass through three Torii gates in order to get to your at least three Torii gates to get to the original to get to the shrine proper. The wards, the it's just generic Japanese shrine. It's the best way to but fancy is the best way to describe the insides. I don't have their depth knowledge to be 100% accurate. I'm afraid I need to go do more research after the stream, which I will be doing. The ward is anchored in the basement. It is anchored in the basement in order to root it into the earth. Stops for a second. The room I use to converse with Lord Susano when he's not here. Here is pokes the behind a little makes a shrine behind that shrine. Ghost has a thing for caves. It's called one of this game's inspirations is Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, and the entire game is spent underground because of a dragon-related calamity. So, sticks tongue out at you. So, Lucy's going to the basement. I was going to behind the shrine. And what is Sion just looking around?
1 second, just let me finish.
Yeah, that's fair. I just want to ask what Sion's doing.
She is mostly looking around occasionally shifting in and out of sight via the ethereal plane, and generally just waiting for her darling to go and make a scene.
Okay, so first up, the shrine is fancy, pretty. As you look around, you find Sakura directs you to the shrine's library, which half of it is stuff to do with swords and sword fighting and sword forms. Like just that's like half of what and like a fourth of it is history, and then the other fourth is directed to magic and yokai and all that. Whenever you and the ethereal plane is just the exact same. It is like just like noticeably the exact fucking same as the physical for the shrine, except for the fact that it smells of like it smells of booze. It smells of so much booze. Again, well, it smells of so much booze. Sion's nose involuntarily crinkles up the first time she steps into the ethereal plane. Do you look anything up in the archives, or do you just
There's
keep looking
archives
around?
here?
Yeah, yes, yeah. There's a little library here. It's mostly swords. It's mostly sword nerd stuff and local history and local magic stuff. But yes, there's a library here.
Lucine will see if she can get a chance to study that later then.
Later, then. I mean, yeah, that's why I'm asking Sion if Sion wants to talk for it or not.
I mean, hopefully the translation effect extends to text then.
It explicitly does not. Well, her native one doesn't. The one that's around the area might.
It does in fact extend to the text when you ask Sakura. Sakura just shrugs. Lord Susano got drunk once and got sick of having to deal with people having to deal with putting up the effort of talking in 5 different languages all the time. When visitors were around, so he just set up a translation thing to make it easier on himself. I think that was a 2 generations. I think that was 3 generations ago. She says, rubbing her chin. Oni wanted to be more specific. We live longer than humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just leave Sion there. I'll check on Sion again in a moment. Then, so Io, Lucine, which one of you am I doing first? Io first. Okay. So the room behind the shrine is fancy. Yeah, Io's going to be alone. Sister Sakura shows you and explains what everything does, and then steps out.
Is she kicking Lucine out specifically? Like, Lucine is just watching because she cares and not trying to get involved.
Sakura will before Io even brings it up. Sakura will just Sakura will have asked Io on the way here, and will just pull Lucine out. So
Like,
it's just Io in here because, well, family matters. Those are private. Be polite. Shizano might be the rudest of the Pantheon, but he still has basic fucking decency.
in this
Anyways,
case, it really was Lucine wanting to be there to be supportive. She had no intention of getting involved.
yeah, that's fair. Fair. Anyway, so it looks like a more fancy shrine with stuff. More specifically, is the shrine in the center of the offering tables. Offering tables meant to use data in touch with whatever deity. So, Io Neil, sitting in a perfect seiza, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, she looks towards the heavens. Honored forefather, signing youth and king, a scion of your noble lineage calls upon you. If it is pleasing to you, let us converse as friend and kin, as you did for great Gilgamesh of Uruk and Enkidu the Wild in the days of yore. You speak into the air, voice soft and careful. The room is silent for a moment. Silent, and then Io. Are you just using magic, or are you using like any offerings or magic or such to try and reach out as well?
Hint: beer and bread is always a good idea.
picked a good place for the beer part.
Magic offerings, beer and bread, which are put in front of the shrine, of a shrine, genuine play. Your magic reaches out, boosted by the blessings in your bloodline. Eventually, you find magic that feels old and familiar. It rushes against yours for but a moment, and you see something. Picture a scene through a number's eyes. Figure a man, judging by his harsh breathing, carrying a broken blade, holding it up in a guard against a weapon you've never seen before, yet it still instills deep dread in your bones. A scythe, a scythe that devours the light around it, darker than a Draconite you've seen, darker than dragon's blood, darker than anything you've ever seen. Seen clashing against a broken blade. For Huff, the figure whose eyes are watching of, pushes the figure back, allowing you to get a good look at them. Heavy, ornate black robes, ornate with chains of gold wrapped around the arms, a necklace with a starred sigil hanging from their neck, and poking out from the hood, a mask unlike any you ever seen before. A deep, dark, a mask of deep, dark purple, seemingly made from some sort of crystal as it glints in the dim light of whatever cave this battle is taking place in, staring down at whoever you're seeing through the eyes of. Then they speak. Their voice is cold. Samas. Foolish little lie. Do you really think a lie, even one as old as you, can stand before the power of the truth of this world? You and your kind are not but dross to be devoured. Devoured, I swear to aid you. Why don't you just stop wasting our time, lay down, and die? You can't tell if the voice is male or female. You can't tell their gender. It's too distorted by the mask they wear. Samas can't. No, this is not the Avatar of the Star. The Avatar of the Star does not has a dragon, has a draconic head. This is not the Avatar of the Star. Samas, panting and breathing, lifts his broken blade, lifts his broken blade and points it right at the cloaked figure in front of him. I don't care about your whatever bullshit you're sounding. Humanity survived the first generation of dragons. Humanity survived the rampages of the Devourer of Gods. It doesn't matter what happens, you follower. It doesn't matter what you say, oh follower of Tiamat. Mankind will live on, even if I die. The figure tilts their head back and just laughs. Worthless bravado. Worthless, wasted bravado. You can barely stand. Stand? Your fellows are dead. Dead? Don't you wish to join them? You've put up a better fight than Marduk did, I'll admit. But you just aren't strong enough. A lie cannot change the world, no matter how much power is put behind it. Saying that, they twirl their scythe around, gently putting its edge against the back of Samas's neck. Any last words? Alas of the Sumerian pantheon? Samas's body is shaking as he tries to put another step forward, but he just can't. I can't. His body bleeding, his once fine, divine, noble wear torn to shreds. Shreds as he falls to a knee. Fuck you, he growls. He growls before he twitches a finger, and there's a flash of light from his hand as he looks at it. Hand. The figure looks down. What are you? Oh, I see what you're doing. You're you have descendants. We knew that, but are you trying to obscure their sight from us? Let us see if it works once you die. At that, there's the there's a sting of pain cutting. There's as the sting of the scythe's edge digging into flesh rings out from the memory. With your death, there will only be one last sacrifice to give me the power I need to awaken the progenitor. Goodbye, Samas. Let it be known you served a greater purpose. And then the vision ends. Smiles. I had fun telling that.
Yeah, that was very well done.
Thank you.
Genuinely. Yeah, that would explain how Lucine got away.
Thank you. I am good at what I do.
Yes, yes, you are. I'm almost crying for some reason.
She went outside the room. I wonder why you're feeling the sudden urge to place on the life set yourself on fire. Well, probably nothing. Oh, it's definitely something.
Lucine, down in the archives, is also feeling strangely vengeful. Let's just say that.
She wants to do a violence.
It's gonna take a while. I just want to wait for Mio to type because I am interested in how she's gonna respond to this. Io is silent before she stands, her hair briefly flashing pink. Her eyes briefly glow like miniature suns before returning to the light it had been since he changed. You will be remembered. You will be avenged. The second father taken before I could know them. A tear drops from Io's eyes as she shakes her head. This has always been personal, Star. But now I won't fucking rest until you and yours are exterminated from this universe. And you'll know that it was a lie that overturned the so-called truth. Seasons swearing. Let me. Very, very nice. Let me redo that then. This has always been personal, Star. But now I won't rest until you and yours are exterminated from this universe, and you'll know that it was a lie that overturned the so-called truth. So how does Io feel about this information? Oh, she's now probably going to try to ascend to godhood out of your spite. Understandable. I think. Is it okay if I switch to Lucine doing her stuff now? Okay, so meanwhile, down in the archives, not the archives, the seal anchor point. So, Lucine, Sakura is with you as you look over the anchor point of the wards. It's a ritual circle of kanji, bound in ropes, all wrapped around the focal point, which is a big fucking sword, like as big as you are, just jammed into the earth. That
Oh
Sakura
wait,
says.
you don't have the original.
Hmm? Sakura says, tilting her head.
Uh, wait, is this the original or is the one you carry the original, or are they both?
No, no, no. This sword was forged as a tool of ritual by Susanna for my family line.
Which one
The
is
anchor.
she referring to? Because there are two swords.
She's pointing towards the one. She's thumbing towards the one on her back. The anchor point is the sword that Lord Susano used to put down Orochi. Put down Ryujin no
Makes sense.
Orochi. As the seals were originally also keeping his body from causing any problems. Cutting it off from the world so it couldn't bleed into the surroundings and taint it. Lord Susano simply built upon the work as time went on for lack of any reason not to.
Makes sense. Yeah, I will be honest. Lucine is basically just studying the wards, grabbing every technique she can get her hands on, etc.
Yes. Do you have any questions, Lucine?
I know it's a long shot,
Try me.
but I that sword. I'm not asking you to give it. That would be foolish, but is there anything from an Arc Dragon Lord Susano would want in exchange for the time to create another one?
The body. The body of Odoheim no Orochi. So he can give the last of his friend's descendants the respect he deserves.
The body in whole, or enough of it to bury?
Enough.
Because
He's a warrior.
we are
Enough. He's a warrior. He understands if it will be damaged in battle. Ryujin no Orochi was his remains were cut into 77 pieces when he was entombed here.
fair enough. Though that is not quite what I meant. I believe the spirit remains. We simply have learned. The fact is, we have been making do with so little for so long that even dragon's blood is a valuable casting reagent.
Ah, I could figure as much. I could figured as much from the way from the way your succubus friend was carrying several in her pouch.
Lucine's got some in hers too, just not as many.
Yes, 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 yes. But yours is overwhelmed by your own blood. It's easier to notice your own
Yeah,
blood first.
yeah. But yes, and Lucine, yes. Then I will see to it that we have a body to bring back.
That would be appreciated. If you cannot bring back a body, I do not. If you cannot bring back a body, I don't think Lord Susano. I think just the fact that you put her out of that you ended that Sting's influence over her would be enough. Would be enough for Lord Susano. Yes, they're talking about Ohaino Orochi.
Yep,
Thus, your friend the Kitsune, mentioned that that she wants to try and save her soul.
that's correct. The good news is we've proven it can be done during the battle with Conquest, and I intend to support her this time.
It was
Last time it
strength
was
that you
all
saved
in
the soul of.
her.
Conquest got eaten.
Yeah, that was me getting wrong. But yeah, like it's it's basically Lucine. Yes, I have plans to aid her and maybe strike back at the star while we're at it. But yes, we've done it before. But now the Dragon Lord knows that we are both threats.
Hmm. And from how you're bringing it up, I assume something happens if you don't kill them. If you don't grab their souls.
It devours their souls for power.
If you can, Sakura stops, her hand darting to the ritual blade. Truly a vile creature.
I do not. Io. Actually, the video was shown.
Yes.
Io did it by parrying its blow. I will admit, that sword of yours could do such a thing, if you wish to come with us when the time comes.
I'm I am not. I am not a combatant, despite me being an Oni, as strange as that may seem. My duties have my talents have always been towards blessings, wards, helping and aiding others. I know how to wield the swords, but it's for ceremonial purposes.
It's
Perhaps I
fair
can lend it
on
to
its
you
own.
when the time comes, but time comes, but if you can save her soul, then it does not matter if you bring back the body.
That is the goal.
She nods at that. Honestly, even if you fail somehow, just the fact that you're willing to try, I believe, would be good enough for Lord Shirano. Uh, it will have a cost, Io, but we'll discuss the cost later. I later so I can properly balance it. Because I don't think just action points would be enough, to be honest. I want there to be something more narrative as well. So, but yes, Lucine, thank you. She's off for a second. I actually do have a question for you, Lucine. She says, looking towards you. About yourself, if you do not mind answering.
I'm happy to.
See, gestures towards your changed eye. Your bloodline. How active is it?
It was only activated as a surprise during our fight against Conquest when it released enough dragon power. My actual level, I am not very. I have very much still in control of myself.
Smart, smart. I know a thing or two
And
about handling the sort of urges that come with draconic blood. It's part of my family's
I
genes,
do
after
not,
all. I did already.
I have not yet encountered any, though I also have my own sets of precautions for if I fall. Everyone else may dislike it, but I am, for better or worse, under oath to the Fae that will burn my soul alive should I fall. I'm okay with that.
Mm, understandable, but
Painful, but
understand.
more answers are always good.
Yes, but if you ever need help before it gets to that point, I would have no problem aiding you.
And
Odoheim was a sweet soul, but her bloodline was active from birth. One more question, actually, if you don't mind. No, this is better asked for Io once she's done with her work. At that, unless Sion wants to do anything else, I'm going to go. I'm going to
All
go
good. And
move on
meeting
to
made.
the scene with Kirov and Astley.
Yep, all good.
So, Kirov and
All
Astley,
right.
you two have been led into the resident district by Arata once you established interest in going and looking around. It looks kind of similar to Ascalon stuff. It's got more people in it, for obvious.
All
Got more
right.
people in it. And then Arata's just showing you around to the stores. That's under Kyoto's pretty bus. Always had a lot of space, thankfully, compared to its population. So we've been able to handle the
Ah,
population influx pretty damn well, thankfully. But even still,
that's
space.
nice.
Yeah, but even still, space is kind of at a premium due to it being underground. Oh, hey, but he
Hmm?
stop. But he shrugs. Oh, what can you do? What can you do? Rock is hard to get rid of. What can I say? What can I say? I do have a question for you. So you two actually fight alongside of you for a long time, right? Here, right? He asks. Just ask, quickly darting into a local coffee shop and coming back with free things to coffee and put coffee.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, she
Yep.
tends to get a bit territorial when the dragons touch her girls.
Understand. Understandable. Understandable. He waves. Honestly, I actually. How has how has he improved? I can imagine he's improved since the what was the how has he improved since the fight improved since the first videos?
We've all improved quite a bit since then.
I could see you guys brought a fucking Gundam with you. You knew the reference was inevitable. Inevitable. It was going to happen. So,
Because the reference was literally noted in the Roll20
yes,
text chat.
yes. That's why I said it was inevitable. You guys knew it was coming. But yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. Honestly.
What?
No, you go first. You go first. He says, waving a hand to you.
We're not really that well versed in magic, so we're not entirely sure what Yo did to power herself up. Probably gonna want to ask the others.
That's
Yeah, I've been learning the basics.
understandable. I'll be honest. My guns might be enchanted by Lady Sakura, but I have no fucking idea how the hell to use magic. I'm more a sword and guns guy.
Wait, come again? Enchanted?
Yeah. Yeah, let me pull up the character sheet
Ah,
so I can actually call the guns by their names. Yeah, Spark, Bolt, and Freeze. Spark can light things on fire, Bolt can strike them with lightning, Freeze can freeze them.
I like that.
In gameplay terms, when he shoots someone with one of those guns, he can choose if the damage type is normal, or if it's one of the elements, or if it's the corresponding element to each gun.
Gotcha.
We've been trying to
Oh,
figure
now
out
we
a good.
haven't really looked into that.
Oh, I mean, what have you been using magic for then?
Uh,
Well,
spellcasters just basically been giving us fire bullets.
that
Yeah,
and And the Prometheus is powered by a Draconite crystal.
Wait, he spins around he spins around carefully holding 2 cups of coffee so he can finger gun at Ashley. Wait, you saying the Gundam is powered by some of those goddamn death crystals?
Yeah, we've got a guy back at base who knows a tons about dragons.
Wait, you have a fucking dracologist? Kenny's been looking all over to try to
Yeah.
find one, but unfortunately, the closest we've had is Lady Sakura because Lord Susanoo really doesn't like dragons. He kind of has wrote the local book on how the fuck to kill them.
Ah. Yeah, we gotta get you guys in contact with him sometime soon.
Knowing Kanji, he's probably arranging that right now. Oh, by the way,
I mean, Lucine is technically Alexander's apprentice still.
yeah. Anyways, his wing is holding the 3rd cup of coffee. Anyways, I grabbed 2 cups to myself for myself. Either you want a cup of coffee?
I'll take it.
He just
Thanks.
passed it to you. He's using his wing to hold it, by the way, somehow. You're not sure how the fuck he's doing that, but he's doing it. Anyways, the big
Yeah, we've seen later.
anyways, so you fuckers rode a goddamn rocket truck onto a dragon the size of a goddamn bigger than goddamn building.
Yes.
Yes. Ashley's like beaming at that.
Damn, I wish
Like she's laughing.
You go.
She laughs for a moment as she realizes the absurdity of that, but she's like beaming at that accomplishment.
I wish you guys had found us earlier. Earlier. I would have killed the joined up with and helped you guys with that fight. That would have been fucking fun. No, the bloodfucker got away. Have you killed him yet, or has he just been a thing?
Oh god, the vampire bitch. Yeah, he. I guess he really does know when to dip.
He bolted.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I hope we see him again or not.
I mean, it's a vampire, right? We had a big plague of those a couple centuries ago. It fucking sucked. It sucked ass. Invasive species. They were an invasive species that threw everything off because they kept biting because they just couldn't stop keep their fangs out of every goddamn yokai they could get their grubby fucking hands on.
That sounds
Gotcha.
like it ended terribly.
Oh no, it did. They tried to turn one of Tamama no Mei's daughters. Her ghost objected violently. Then Lady Sakura's, I think it was Lady Sakura's mother or her grandmother, I can't remember off the top of my head, had to quell her spirit again. No, Tamama's a ghost. He said Tamama's ghost. He said her ghost. Her ghost showed up and got extremely angry at the vampires trying to turn her daughter. It was just a whole thing. My great grandfather got involved into it. It was a fucking mess.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
But, my family's been the bodyguards of Lady Sakura's for like really as long as we've been actually recording history.
Okay.
So I've just known her for a while. Honestly, I'm kind of curious to see what she's gonna come up with once you come up with all your guys' nonsense and play. He pulls off his cowboy hat and spins it around a finger, using his wings to hold both his coffees as he's not sipping from them. But seriously though, you guys are fucking crazy.
Hey, it's not crazy
Well,
if it works.
Not according to Lady Sakura. If it works, it's just crazy that works.
if it's what it takes to deal with these dragons, that's what it takes to deal with these dragons.
It's agreed. You would have no idea how fucking. Oh, by the way, have you tried mocking them yet?
Yes.
You.
I
They
feel
can
like
get really angry.
I know it's so.
Eo's been mocking them since day one, including in videos he has.
Yeah, yeah. No, he meant more.
One of these days, I've got to try a. One of these days, I've got to try to updog them.
Arana just fucking laughs. Yeah, they're also fucking funny when they when you piss them off, and also a mad dragon is a stupid dragon, and I've been able to take really good advantage of that because I'm kind of our go-to guy for
Ashley
killing
is
those.
like noting this in the. Ashley is like
Please.
noting this in the back of her mind.
Yeah, I'm like our go-to guy for killing the goddamn leaders because Lady Sakura is not much of a fighter, unfortunately.
Ah.
You got any? Yeah, but got any question about Unrich? I don't mind answering them as I just throw you around the place. Just taking you down another street full of markets, and people glancing towards you, but not really paying you much mind because Arata's with you.
Well, what kind of local dragons are we gonna have to deal with?
I mean, most of the local dragons are not a problem anymore. They either got eaten, killed by me, or by the self-defense dudes. They're cool. Or
Huh.
press gained by one of the Orochis and dragged away to their places. I mean, technically, I suppose
Of course.
I suppose technically Odaheim counts as a native, but all Hurst's like aquatic dragons. Stuff they can't come on the land.
Hmm.
He stops for a second, looks you dead in the eye. You have no idea how fucking annoying it is to deal with. She has these goddamn Stark dragons. You want to know how they fly?
They swim in the air.
If only it was that easy. No, 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 no. They have these like vents on their back. They shoot themselves with these airs on this toxic fucking mix of a dragon stuff in their own goddamn blood.
Intriguing.
Really nasty because they like spraying it all over the place.
Intriguing.
Also, don't stab them. Worst mistake I've ever made in my life. He says, not because of their blood, because their scales are ablative. They explode when if you hit them they blow off and they blow off and they blow off, they make a mess, they try to get you sick. It's just gross.
I see he has not realized our
Hmm.
primary solution to this: cauterization.
No, the problem isn't the blood. The scales are ablative. You hit the dragon, the scales come off and cause problems. Yes.
Yeah, literally is just ERA scales.
Yes, ERA
Oh
scales.
my god, the dragons have explosive reactive armor.
It just sucks, trust me. And that's not even the worst one. There's the dragon turtles that like dragging shit underwater, and the sea serpents that like spewing poison all over the place. They just suck. The dragons all, but the arc dragons all just try to blow each other's shit up if any of them try to make a push. So he shrugs.
Hmm. So
Const-
constant stalemate.
constant stalemate that gets very bloody over the oceans. Honestly, though, the the thing honestly, no, I'm real when it comes to fuckers. The things I'm most scared of are actually the guy up in Russ's dudes.
Yeah, we've been kind of
Ugh.
worried about what he might have in his back pocket.
Do you know about the weapons as we call them?
Oh, do tell.
Okay, so somehow we're not sure how the fuck it works. We haven't actually been able to kill one. Well, kill. He says verbally putting exclamation air quotes around it. Kill one yet or capture one. Basically, from what we can tell, he finds a piece of military tech. He subs his dragon factor, subs his crystallized dragon crystal and bolts it into it. And then the goddamn military tech turns into a goddamn robot dragon.
That's cool.
It is. It's also fucking terrifying because that's how he stole our fucking fleet.
And it's not even the worst thing we suspect he has.
Oh yeah, no, we're pretty. Oh yeah.
Actually,
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, no. Kenji's worried sick about the guy just deciding to just randomly start nuking us. Trust me about it. He's just worried about that. It sucks.
Ashley is like very much mentally noting, oh god, good thing I prepared Prometheus to expel Dragon Factor.
But it's just seriously though. I have tried to fucking dogfight one of the goddamn jet weapons. Don't. It sucks. They have no right to be that fast.
Uh,
But yeah, most of those are busy trying to fuck with Giant Storm over in China, so I don't think we'll have to worry about demo video of Odaim no Orochi. As he says, like he finally leads you to what looks like a okay. So you know how comic book stores are a thing, right?
mhm.
And you know how occasionally in America you get like you get stores more you get stores that are more catered to like manga or such overseas stuff.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like those places with like all the models and figure kits.
And all the manga, yes. He's leading you basically to one of
Mhm.
those, but it's filled with like Western comics and like Warhammer models and all that stuff.
Hmm.
Anyways, welcome to the workshop. This is just my general favorite place in the city. Good hang up. I'm not dignifying that with a verbal response, I'm just going to glare at the chat.
Okay, Sylvan, get off of Miho's account, please.
Oh my fucking god. Anyway, yeah. Honestly, this is actually kind of the place where this is
Huh?
kind of the place where both me and both Bossman and Boss Lady chill out at actually.
Ah.
Yeah, the owner is a American mage who came over a century ago. He just doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Mhm.
As he says
Ashley's
that. Oh no, you go first.
Ashley's kind of just browsing through the shelves, checking out what's there.
Yeah, like there's like DC comics, Marvel comics, Warhammer figure. It's just fucking everything basically. It's like someone took a gaming stop from America,
Hmm.
ripped it out of America and slammed it down in the middle of Japan. The owner's not at the register right now, so you can't buy anything, my friend. I think honestly knowing the old coot, he might be doing his daily. He heads up to the surface and starts swearing at the sky for God to smite him, he forgot to prove he's not a coward and tried to smite him.
Well, that's certainly a mood.
I mean, he says it's something of like a
He's lived another day and he's gonna make it God's goddamn problem.
yeah. He says it's something of a what was it? Abraham family tradition.
Hmm.
Hold up, Abraham is in. Oh shit, Alexis is gonna love to hear this.
I love I laugh my ass off. Now it's funny.
That is actually funny.
It's twice in one session, though really this one was completely unexpected.
You guys haven't talked to Alexis about her family. You know she hates her goddamn parents. And that's like
We've
and you know
kind of
most of her
been busy.
and you know most of her ancestors are pieces of shit. You don't know much about her family besides that. He stops when he notices your faces. Did I say something wrong?
Oh,
No, we just
It's
know
fine.
someone in his family, apparently.
I mean, Ryoku's fucking old. How young?
Remind me how old Alexis
Uh,
was?
She's like a she's like Gen Z. She's like I Gen Z like before that. She's general like a general around like coast age would be the good way to put it. Around coast age.
okay.
Around 20-ish?
Uh, and Alexis?
Yeah.
Ah, that would be. Oh, that's a. Oh, his great grandniece then, huh?
I guess so.
Eh,
I said the guy came over a century ago. I was very a century ago. Oh, well, I guess Yoko's gonna be happy about to hear that she's doing okay. Is she still concerning with demons? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Accidentally tapped out. Give me a second. Ah, Yoku's not gonna like that. Swore off
she
that thing.
manages.
Swore off that thing a while ago. Something to do with his brother. Brother trying to sacrifice him or something. I don't know. He doesn't go into details about those things. He just screams it really loudly as he bitches at the sky.
Somehow, I have a feeling she wouldn't blame him for staying away from that.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. Yeah, he shrugs. Yeah. Besides that, he stops for a second, rubbing his chin. Let's see. Old Coot's still up on the surface, screaming at the sky. He'll probably be back in a couple hours. So is there anything? Is there any, so anything else you guys want to do or whatever? But while we wait for him to get back, if you want to grab anything.
I don't know. There a
Huh?
range around here?
Oh yeah, there's a range. Follow me. He's gonna lead you through the residential district again. This time the range is like up fucking here. Give me a sec to write it down. They weren't corpses. They were undead. They were very explicitly still moving in the coffin, and they were alive in air quotes, and they were very unhappy. It's just a generic gun range. This place was set up by a bunch of the self defense boys, just so people could just train for if the worst happens. As he says that, he just casually just quick one after another. He quick draws each of his revolvers and just puts a goddamn bullseye in 3 separate targets.
Kirov whistles in appreciation.
Yeah, I'm good at what I do.
Nice.
He rubs the back of his head.
Ashley's like clapping.
He turns out the same kind of general focus you need to do the Tango draw Ayato sword art stuff is really really useful for when you want to put a round in something.
I can tell.
But yeah, I do have a question. I'm gonna I'm
Yeah.
going to I'm going to have him ask a question before the EO shows up. So, the creepy black cloak fuckers. Boss man's probably getting all you know about him from your bosses, but I still want to know what you guys know about him, just so I can think of my own preparations.
Well, for one, they're in the goddamn
Um,
ley lines.
Ah, yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, yeah, I know that. That fucking sucks. I'm probably gonna be bunch of more people on guard duty for the generator then I guess. Uh, anything else?
I'm trying to remember What encounters have we actually had with the call outside of just seeing footage of it
The only proper
or
encounter
hearsay?
the only common you've met was a member was the Elias into the Scarlet Queen who was there when you first talked to her. And the only time and the one time
Okay.
and like the one time he tried to speak, the Scarlet Queen told him to shut the fuck up.
We haven't actually talked. We don't really see them much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are
We have actually
surprisingly
seen
sneaky.
footage of them and
You have just missed them though before because you remember you had the NPCs raid the Boston Hospital for data and that's how you found the Scarlet Queen's bloodline book.
Let's be
yeah, and
real. Arcos keeps around the call not because they're interesting conversationalists or interesting at all. She clearly only keeps them around because they're vaguely useful to her at this moment.
Hi Nia, glad to hear your voice.
yeah.
The nature of the exchange scholars will be divulged upon in a moment, and later. I mean, so Io wanders into the is Io into the range at that point in a little bit of a daze.
Actual question, because this is Lucine caring about Io. Would she have seen Io wandering out or no?
Probably not, she says.
You are going to have to tell Lucine that whole thing, though.
Getting concussive therapy, I understand. So, what does Io do? Is she wanders into the range. She sees Ashley, Kirov, and Arata talking. What does she do? Io looks around, and starts shooting sorts of light at the targets. Roll me a dexterity check, or actually, no, roll me an attack roll with your swords.
Guessing you need to work off some steam there.
The blades are a bit wobbly as they go through the air, but once Kirov asks his question, Coast trails off. I have simply grunts in aggrievement, tail twitching a bit angrily. Arata is going to carefully step behind you. I take it the thingamajiggy didn't go too well then, huh? Io shakes her head before shrugging, then sighing and speaking. It's complicated. Arata just nods. I see, I see. Hmm.
Understood.
And let Io finish typing before I have Arata chime in again. She's still hugging short of the target. Okay, so Arata notices her form and hums. Hmm. Honestly, I've got a question for you, Miss Io. You can shape how your swords come out, right? La, la, la. He was going to geek out over Kirov's small clicks in the weapons, Kirov, but then Io stood up and he's trying to be a nice person to help her. Yes, he'll do so once I was feeling better. That's the plan. Yeah, he's still trying to be a nice person though. Yeah. Rada is a goofball. Yeah, he's a goofball and a fanboy, but he's goofball and a fanboy, but he's trying to be a good goofball and a fanboy, if that makes sense.
He's doing his best.
Yeah. I don't know. To a limited extent, yes. They don't weigh anything though, so the only thing that should affect their ability shown is their safe size. Rada hums. Have you tried like making them more arrow-like and grabbing a bow and shooting them out of that? That might be able to let you put both of your arms into it, and give you more
Or just
accuracy.
a javelin.
Mm. I blinks and face palms. How did moonlighting as Emiya completely slip my mind? And as she starts, then. So, are you trying to conjure the bow using the spell as well? Yes. You managed to do so, I'll say, but they're very fragile. The bows break after one shot. Arata meanwhile just chuckles. And I actually never got into Fate, to be honest. Way too much mumbo, way too much match technobabble for me to keep my head on straight. I'm afraid.
Ah, yes, the silly mushroom man.
Very
Okay,
silly.
was Arata the one saying that?
Yes, that was Arata saying that.
Okay, I actually got confused for a sec.
What?
Nothing. I was saying I got confused for a second out
Oh,
of
okay.
character.
Yeah. Arata help. Yeah, Arata will occasionally throw you some pointers on your Will occasionally throw you some pointers on the form for shooting a bow as well, because he does know how to do that. He just shrugs. I know how to use a bow. I just decided that using guns is both cooler and more effective nowadays. Anyways, back to Ask Kirov. So, does Kirov have his guns on him? I assume he does at this point.
Yes.
Yeah. Arata's just carefully picking up the Dragon Be Gone gun.
The
Oh.
KS-23.
Yeah. Where did you get one of these babies?
From a friend. Let's just leave it at that.
Understandable. And that was the gun that was
I
almost
don't
like
think too hard about it.
oh, I lost track of time.
Yeah, it is 12:24.
No, the code
It
lost track of
is
time.
like almost 12:30.
I lost track of time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have Arata open his mouth to ask about the China Lake, and then your comms are going to beep, and his watch are going to beep. Huh? Looks like the boss man's on us. Let's go there. I'm going to end the session off there.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Let me just do my end of stream stuff. Yeah, no, you're fine, Mia. I just completely lost track of time. I was too busy focused on the RP and such. So, thank you to everyone who came to the stream and watched, no matter how long. This was another RP heavy stream. I want more of those, so expect more of those in the future. So we can just expand more on Surfing Squadron and what they do and all that, and on the world. Thank you all for coming. The plans for this week are pretty simple. Tomorrow, I might stream some Monster Hunter Rise if I have the energy. Thursday is going to be a Lancer session with Medica, Mechwolf, and Ping, if I remember correctly, as well as with Mirai as the GM. Then on Saturday, I'm going to be streaming Promising Grey Raven and picking up where we left off. That's just going to be my plans for the week. Thank you all for coming. I hope you all have a good night, and just goodbye. Rest well.